Greetings, everybody. Quick Cats is back with your
Greetings,
Wednesday
everybody.
Tomb of
Quick Cats is
Annihilation,
back
Tomb
with
of
your Wednesday
Annihilation,
Tomb of Annihilation,
Annihilation,
Tomb
Tomb
of
of
Annihilation,
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 Tomb
Tomb
of
of
Annihilation.
Is that me? That's not
No,
me.
that's because I had
No,
Twitch running in the
it's
background. My apologies. In any case, it has been some time since our party of heroes formed a band in order to thwart the Archlich Asarak's attempts to use a device called the Soulmonger to imprison the souls of hapless mortals to raise a dead god, an Atropol, so he could try and conquer the world that we know as Earth, spelled with an O. Since then,
Oh,
making our way back to Port Nyanzar, where we began our quest, we stumbled upon a lot of things, not the least of which was the lair of a dragon turtle, in which we found a page of a book called the Codex of Infinite Planes. This, of course, we are sure, is the key to finding the true location of Asarak's phylacteries so that we can end his reign of terror across the plains once and for all. And so we find ourselves now in the city of Moil, also called the City That Waits, to try to find this book. And with that, we'll turn it over to tonight's Dungeon Master, Killaby Sean.
thank you very much, Ken. Welcome back. It's a new year. It's still cold in Moyle, and there are still some objectives to getting through. So, do you guys remember what they were? Do you remember the riddle in the
so
handouts? I don't know if that
so
First
was
one was Beard the Brine Dragon, which we did.
we bearded the crap out of him.
you have bearded the brine dragon.
We bearded the
Yeah, you
bride
did.
dragon. Very salty,
Then,
very wet.
And then what else have we got? Let's see. I've got a.
Remove the
Um,
key, avoid its star swallow. Beneath the webs of glowing emerald hangs a riddle box ripe to be solved. The Dark Weaver endures the
Yep.
cold in her lair. Grasp your fate with consummate care. The lifeless dream that marks the crime is the vestige that guards the sands of time.
Very good. So we've got the brine dragon out of the way. We are currently in the Tower of Health, which is indicated by the caudicus over the lintel as you entered this building. And so you are in a room at the moment where there is a 50 or 60-foot section of the wall. So this section over here is open. And then there are these chairs here. And we also have a couple of Moilian zombies that we dispatched last time over here. And they're lined up to have an unobstructed view of the grim city skyline. Chairs meant for reclining are arranged in such a way as to catch the available light from the window, and although the heavy hoar frost on the chairs speaks mutely to how much time has passed since any use has been made of them. So, it's cold. We have a couple of dead zombies on the floor and what looks like a sunroom. And is actually named Sunroom. So. I am gonna grab syrup and I believe that is that Lurch over there,
That's Lurch.
and move them over here with us as well. I assume that syrup is gonna want to stick around with us. I also think I made Lurch controllable by everybody if I forget to move Lurch.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
All right, well, I'm not gonna deal with it now.
Yeah, you have to change the default token for that to work. I move that we investigate this door next.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. All right. Push or pull door.
This one is a I guess pick one.
I'm gonna push because this looks like a main thoroughfare, and you don't want doors that open into a walkway. So I'm gonna push.
I was not aware I needed an architectural degree to be a DM, but I'm
When
glad
you read as many
glad you
papers
see
as
how it
I
works.
do, you start to just know things about things and just.
The Goldsteins are architects. You do see there's a wall on the other side here.
Dungeon Master
You should
is a
meet my
jack of
cousin.
all
Of course,
trades,
there's a wall. You see there's a
doctor
door.
in all of them.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Is
have
there
to be
anything
able to
else in this
argue
room?
about the rules like confidently. No, there isn't
Okay.
in this particular.
Hey, Doctor, it's interstitial, but there's another door.
All right, let's follow Lombard for backup, shall we?
Okay, I'm gonna pull
All
this door.
Sylvian is gonna what? Oh, that's because I'm doing a reveal. Yep. And then polygon reveal. I'm just gonna do this, because there's really not gonna be a whole lot of. This is a dead city, right? So I'm just gonna reveal what you would find in these rooms, which is to say, not much.
Okay. So these are very interstitial.
If you spend any time looking at the floor, you find fragments of what might be medical diagrams. You don't know. Maybe a bill sometimes. You can't tell. Just pieces of what appear to be like medical documents. But
Oh, my
nothing
uncle does
useful.
need
It's
some
all in
insulin.
what you assume is Moil-chine.
This
Oh,
this city was run by the Demon Lord Orcus, so I'm sure there's got to be lots of insurance documents all over the place.
Ooh, I do like that.
yeah.
I could adjust
That
some
should be.
paperwork.
I should have made that canon. Like this is just all bureaucrats.
Yeah, these are the
Nothing
legal
but,
offices.
it's like
it's like a real hospital. They pay
it's
more
like the
for their legal
steampunk
staff than anything
movie,
else.
Brazil from Terry Gilliam. That would be great.
All right, well, if these are all no
Yeah,
issue,
so these are basically, no issue that you're. I mean, there's nothing in here that is described in any of the stuff, and no point in making stuff up.
let's go clear the outside ring then, so we don't have anything at our back.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. I will say that these rooms here, very similar to the others. This room, however, the next one, I will read to you if you decide you want to open it or do something there.
I will push this door open.
Not to meta. Okay, so as you open this door, let me get to that description. This is a steel-framed bed is against the far wall, and the covers are pulled up to conceal a humanoid shape underneath it. And an armoire has fallen to the floor in the center of this chamber and shattered. Splinters and larger pieces of wood are scattered about the floor. Like the armoire, a standing mirror has also fallen to the floor, and there are glassy shards along with the wooden debris.
Well, if my previous experience tells me anything, because I opened this door, that humanoid figure can smell me or something. So it's going to start moving. Where exactly would it be?
Let me draw it in real quick. Do a freehand.
I would be willing to wager that
Thing.
because
Alright, so
there's shards of the
bed
mirror and stuff on the
Is
floor,
down here,
that if we try to walk in there, most likely,
and
if we step on any of it, it's going to alert that thing to our presence.
Well, remember the
So-
big thing, Doctor, is that they kind of move once they feel body heat or something along those lines.
This may be something different, who knows?
That is true. Do you want me to throw fire at it?
No, I think Casimir should check this out.
Okay. I'm right behind you, Casimir.
He's the only one who can avoid all those glass shards.
I heard Casimir should check this out. My internet is kind of like,
Perfect.
yeah. What
Can you
am I
hear me?
looking at? here.
Yeah, there's glass shards on the floor, and there's a guy on the table. He hasn't moved yet, but we figured maybe you should take a look.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
the only one who
Well,
can
Table's
effectively
down here.
avoid the glass shards.
that is very
The-
true.
The person with the highest lag takes point.
Yeah. Our rogues got
I
ping,
mean,
bro.
yeah. So, with no surprise, that you are able to, without even making a sound, dance between the broken shards of mirror on the floor. You pirouette gracefully over the armoire, which is overturned, and miss the debris without even disturbing the dust. And as a final flourish, you land in front of this bed, this metal bed that has a covered figure on it.
Ah, the cupboard.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll try to investigate and see if there's anything that I can notice that's special about this figure. Like, are they breathing? Is there a distinct smell coming off of them? You know, anything to give me a hint of what's really under there.
This figure is long dead and completely frozen.
Completely frozen. Okay. I guess I'll pull back the sheet.
And unlike the other zombie type things that you've seen, yeah, you pull off the sheet. It's a dead body. It has a tag on one of its toes. It's written in Moil-chine.
Oh, what does it say?
It's just a name. It's not. You don't know the name.
Okay.
Just some, it appears to be a date. You're not sure of how they dated things. You can read it. It's legible, but you don't know exactly like what they're referencing when they use dates, like what date Orcus did something, or you have no idea what their frame of reference is.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So I guess I would just call out to Lurch. Hey Lurch, is this a friend of yours? And then I'd say the name. And yeah. Doesn't seem like there's anything else interesting in this room, right?
And
Just the dead body.
Yeah, Lurch comes in and she says, "What was that name?" And let's say that it was Skleb. And
Gleb.
I don't believe it. And she goes in, heedless of the glass, and steps around the armoire and looks at the body, and she goes, "Sklem. Ah, he was with me on the day that I was trapped in the mirror."
Sorry for
How
your,
nice that you
I'm
can
sorry
have
for
that
your
in mind.
loss. Yeah. Would you like us to wake him up?
So,
Yeah, if there's nothing on that corpse.
I mean, you can animate him. Yeah, there's it's been obviously this was about to be processed for being deceased, but clearly some sort of catastrophe, like the entire city getting ripped out of the material plane on a planet and pushed into the negative plane almost happened, and so they never got around to getting rid of the body. But
I mean,
it's
like,
not animated, so it happened.
Would
It died
Lurch
before the curse, but you could ask it questions.
would Lurch like us to reanimate it? I'm asking Lurch
We can't
specifically.
reanimate
Lurch,
it because it's been dead
says,
for over a century.
Oh, it's been dead for too long. Gotcha.
Well, what I can do
shit.
is
could
I
ask
could
questions,
make
though,
this
right?
person come back for a little bit, just to say hello. 5 questions.
Lurch says, "You can do that. That's great. I guess, yeah, I'd love to find out what happened.
All right, in that case, I will leave all the questions to you. Remember, you only have 5, and any question you might ask will count, rhetorical or not. Well, here we go.
And so, the body is frozen solid, and so it's having difficulty sort of animating its jaw and moving its mouth.
Maybe this is just how they talk.
Lurch says, could somebody warm him up? I mean, I don't...
I could throw a fireball. I don't know if it would do I don't know if it
How
would do
about-
as much good as you think it would do.
What if you threw a firebolt at a piece of the armoire to light it like a torch, and we use that to try and thaw him out, by
Ding dong.
proximity?
I could do that.
Yeah, okay. So after a while, it takes some time to figure out what the right distance is before you're burning versus thawing. You end up with a smoking, extremely stinky corpse that's breathing and going. And so Lurch's first question, and she says, Sklem, you son of a bitch, where's the money? And Sklem says, I lost it at the table.
You
And she
dumb
says,
fuck.
why did you do that?
Sounds like somebody we know.
And he says, I thought I could win.
Sounds a lot like somebody.
Great point. I think I feel like you should maybe forgive him.
Sylvia, it sounds like you
And,
two could be good friends.
Hey, Sylvian, you're in the wrong room.
And Lurch says, "Oh, geez, okay, yeah." Sylvian joins. I heard there was gambling of some kind. Syrup, come, we gamble. And
Gamble.
so Lurch then says, "Are you where you wanted to be?" And the body Sklem says, "Yes." And she says, "Are you happy? At peace, I guess." And he says, "Yes." And finally she goes, "Do you forgive me?" And he says, I already did, but before I die. And then his spirit evaporates.
Oh, gee, we're gonna have to wait until the next
And
season.
Lurch wipes away a tear. Lurch wipes away a tear and goes to Casimir and gives him a hug and says, thank you. Thank you very much.
You are most welcome. Let me know if there are any more of your dead friends I can revive for you.
There are any more dead friends.
Okay, I will. And she wipes some more tears away and laughs at the same time and shakes her head at just the bizarre situation she's finding herself in. Oh, and we can see a little bit more. Let me reveal the rest of the hallway here.
Bizarre day for you. This is just Wednesday for us.
Trust me, you don't even want to know what we've been having to deal with.
And she says, you people are crazy. She has to speak Orcish. So you guys are figuring it out. It's taking less time, and she's figuring out bits of common. Only because I didn't want to invent an entire language.
That's fair, honestly.
I'm sure some nerd out there has invented a language.
It makes you a bad DM, but I understand.
She goes, one sure sort the road of march hath perceived to the road, on board at every fine and sweet liquor. No Middle English, no Old English speakers. All right, never mind.
Pretty good. I got a little bit of Gaelic, but it's like more like the Mage and Voix kind of stuff.
Otaku.
It's too easy to make a joke there. Anyway. All right, so you can see a bunch more doors. And just for the sake of moving things along, what would you guys like to do?
Continue exploring these doors. Oh, did anybody check the wreck of the
Absolutely.
armoire?
Oh, I don't think anybody did.
No, no one said they did.
Yeah, I definitely did. Unless Casimir wants to on his way out, maybe.
Sure.
If you'd like. You find a couple of stiff, frozen robes, but nothing of
Ooh.
interest or value to the PCs. But they are Moilian, so you could thaw them out.
They look stylish.
If Casimir, you'd like to add 2 frozen Moilian robes. I suppose you could probably take the time to thaw them out, like with body heat or something. Or breathing on them or something.
All right.
Right. So, I have isolated the number of choices of doors for you somewhat for this hallway.
So
Only
let's
because
check this one out
the
then.
doors are either open or the rooms are empty. Oh, hey, that's a good idea. Let's look at that one. Yeah. So, who would like to open that door? I actually need to get to the description of it.
Go ahead and open it. I'm gonna go ahead and
Alrighty. So,
talk I don't know why it moved me all the way over there. There we go.
right. Okay, so this one is it looks exactly like the other room where the bed was, only this room is actually in fairly decent order. It's also occupied. A steel frame bed lies crumpled and bent against the wall. Oh, wait, I'm reading the wrong one. Hang on. That's the one before. This one is... There we go. A steel-framed bed lies crumpled and bent against the far wall, just like the other. The mattress is shredded, and the blankets are completely missing. A wooden armoire is smashed almost beyond recognizability. But what was once a mirror is also smashed. And there appears in the middle of this destruction, right in the middle of the room here, a woman, it looks like. Let's see. Did I not get... Oh, I do have a thing for her. Good. Nope. Got to do one of these. There we are. You see a woman in a gray robe, very similar to the robes that you found in the armoire in the other room. And she has a long white coat over it. So her coat is white. The robes that you have are kind of off-white with sort of a beige. And then her skin is grayish white, and her hair is platinum blonde. And she supports her head in her hands as if she is suffering, and she's not moving. But as you open the door, she takes her hands off of her face, and she looks at you and is amazed. She let's see. She says and looks at you and says, "Hello, hello, oh, hello. Are you feeling poorly?" And
Oh
you
no.
look at her, and she appears to be in. If you were to describe what she was wearing, you would say that it looks like some sort of medical outfit.
Wow.
Yes, please come in. Oh my gosh, it has been a long time since I have seen anyone who needs healing, even anyone alive. Are you in need of any healing whatsoever? And she gestures and makes 10 good berries in front of her and offers them to you.
Take them.
I think
But don't eat them.
I don't think I'm. I don't know, but it sounds tempting. I don't know. Should I?
And she says, "Oh, please, please. No, I understand. I understand. This is a terrible place, and it's
I
difficult
mean,
to trust anyone. And honestly,
it's
I
not
don't know how
even
to
just the
behave because
trust.
I'm
I'm just
so
thinking
not
more my
used to
stomach. You
living
know.
things." Sure. Yeah, it's a whole day's rations. You're right. That's absolutely right. Can I cure wounds? I can do cure wounds. Would you like a cure wounds? Who wants a cure
Sure.
wounds? And she puts a stick on one of the good berries like a lollipop, and she offers you the good berry like a lollipop. And then as she does, she touches you, and she does a cure wounds. Do you have any damage at all?
I have a little bit, yeah. I don't know if I
Okay,
fully
so she
healed.
does you feel better.
Yeah. Great.
Let me see. She does. This is a 1d8 plus her spellcasting ability. I forgot what I wrote down for that. So I think it's +4 for her. So it's going to be a 1d8 +4. Yeah. So roll a 1d8 +4. Do a /r space 1d8 +4 in chat in Roll20, and then blah blah blah. And that's how much healing you get, because she legitimately really wants you to be
It's
healthy.
1d8
And
plus
she keeps
20.
like, please take a
+4.
lollipop. And she's tucking
Oh,
Goodberry
minus
lollipop
the 20.
in
It's
her various
1.
pockets right now.
I rolled in that one.
So a 1d8.
And it was plus
Oh no.
4. I put in plus 20 on accident. I can redo that, but
So-
I rolled the nat one.
Oh, 1d8. So you have 5. You've healed for 5. You do feel better.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one only matters if it's like to do something. If it's just rolling a number, then a 1 just means 1.
1.
And you notice that she tried speaking Moil-chine to you initially, and she immediately switched to Common as soon as you started speaking Common. So she can clearly understand
Speaks
Common.
So she.
Excuse me, ma'am. It seems you've been taking
Is
care
everybody
of.
in there with her?
I am now. My dots just moved into the room.
Sure, yeah.
Um.
And Lurch
Hi.
goes, "Oh my
Who
god,
are,
that's
who
a
are you?
functioning Medron."
A Medron.
And she comes over to the whoops, I'm stretching her out. I don't know what I did there. Okay, so she comes over and she like grabs the arm and pulls it out, like up, and is clearly looking at this woman like she is, a thing. And she goes, "This is incredible. Medrons were never this sophisticated when I was here." And Cynthia looks at her and speaks in Moil-chine, and Lurch speaks in Moil-chine. Give me a perception check since you've been learning Moil-chine, Lombard.
17.
Yeah. Okay. So you see that they are talking about nothing in particular. She's asking like, "What model are you?" And she says, "Well, I'm a Medron, whatever, 17,000." I'm a T2000. Oh God, no.
Oh, Jesus.
And she's like,
Big
"Oh my
Medron.
gosh, that's so high. That's incredible. This is, and you look so lifelike. And what is your name? What is your designation, Medron?" And the Medron responds, "I am Cynthia Medron. I am pleased to make your acquaintance, Citizen Lurch." I was not expecting to find a living Moil-chine anywhere. This is truly a great day. Is anyone else harmed in any way? Does anyone have any, is anyone below their hit points?
I
Which
could
she asks
use.
in a
I could use a
in an
few.
appropriate way.
I'm going to have Mal speak in
She says, "I can."
Orcish and ask
Okay.
the Medbot to heal Lombard, but in Orcish.
Well, it understands common.
Well,
And
yeah,
She's trying to test if it speaks.
but I want
and
to
so
see
she-
if it
and so-
Oh,
understands.
okay. I see what you're saying.
And she looks at you, And then she agrees, which she says in Orcish, which let's say is like like something really gruff. And then she looks at Lombard and starts speaking in Orcish because she assumes that Lombard speaks Orcish since you were speaking Orcish.
I'm going to reply. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm going to reply in Goblin because that's the other language that Lombard knows.
And she looks confused, and she looks at Lurch, and she looks at you, and she starts speaking with what you understand is a very, very good goblin accent. You're
My
very
goodness.
impressed. You've only heard that level of quality from goblins that you've slain as they were pleading for their lives. You can tell a good goblin accent.
The other question that I do have is that Lurx has called it a Medron.
She cure wounds on you, so
yeah.
It's a 1d8 plus 4. So roll yourself a little bit of health. And she says, now I can only do cure wounds 3 times per day. I have one more. Is there anyone? Oh, you poor dears, look at you. Oh, this place is so terrible. I am so sorry that you had to be here on such a bad day.
Did somebody ask this Medron what their mission is and who their superior is?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions actually. First things first. You're a Medron.
Yes, of course. Please.
Is that similar to
yes,
to Modron? Like, do you speak Celestial?
I can. Do you speak Celestial?
No, I just wanted to know if you were from that place.
In a bird-like language that if you were to characterize it sounded very light, very airy.
I'm trying to find out if she's related to this.
I am familiar.
Oh yeah, you're right. Modrons speak Modron. My bad. But are they related to Modrons?
Most modes of communication.
Is that through
find something?
Is that through programming?
Yes.
Or is that through or is that because you were like you're from the same place that Modrons are from? How did you come to
Gollum
be?
Come in?
Not yet.
So
it's a construct.
Okay. She says, I was created by the Magians to be a functioning medical assistant for the head Medron.
Are you
Magians?
I believe I am the last.
Are you self-aware? Like, do you make moral decisions? Or are you bound by your programming?
Can you prove to me that you yourself are self-aware?
Hey, I asked first, lady.
My point is, I am self-aware in that anyone is.
Fantastic. So
no one is.
Do you? I mean, I'm also willing to put money.
Network, is conscious. I am conscious.
I'm also willing to put money that you are the last one here. But did you have a boss at some point? Like, who put you here?
Of course, all of my functions are. I am functional inside the Tower of Health to facilitate healing and assist the head Medron. And she starts to pick up like rotting cloth on the ground, and she's going over to because she hasn't completely healed you with the 1d8, the cure wounds.
Yeah,
and she's wrapping the rotting cloth around your wound that she hasn't cured, completely cured. And she says, "This is going to take some time, but we'll get you fixed right up."
I appreciate. I'm just gonna let her do it because I'm 1 point under, and also I don't have the heart to tell her that we could just have the doctor fix things for the rest of the way, and I also don't need it. But I'm just gonna say I appreciate it, but also what are you doing now? Like, what have you just been looking for people, or what have you been doing in this room?
I have been waiting to serve my function to heal.
I see.
For how long?
Do you want to leave the room?
How long have you been in
you
this
see her
room?
get a very distant look. And she goes, I have been waiting to serve my function, which is to heal.
Do you have a reference of the amount of time it has been since the last time you had healed prior to meeting my compatriot across from you?
And she gets a very distant, almost pained look, and she says, I am here to serve my function, which is to heal. It's
I
clear
see.
on some level
On
she
whose
understands that an enormous amount of time has passed. The head Magian of the city of Moil.
What's a Majin?
Yeah, define Magian, please.
Why, a Magian is the constructor of all of the Moilian technological and magical marvels.
He's like a warforged before they were
I
like
myself was created.
warforged.
I myself was created by a skilled Magian.
I kind of like old Moil. They
And
made their
Lurch
bots for
adds-
love instead of
She
war.
says, Lurch adds, it's similar to your golem, I believe. In fact, it's probably it's the same kind of magic. It's just a lot more refined.
Interesting.
And then you notice now that she has gone over to let's see, am I hurt at all? Let me see. She's looking for anybody that's missing any health. So are you completely healed, Kirby?
Yep. Completely healed. Mao is completely good to go.
Okay.
Syrup, I don't know if Syrup
Casimir,
taking
are you?
damage.
No, I think. Oh, okay. So yeah, it looks like. So you're 1 point down still. So she's wrapped your arm, completely now, like from the shoulder down, in the vestiges of rotting cloth. And she's beginning to tear a piece of sleeve off, and she says, "We'll get that fixed right up."
Do you have a name?
I am Cynthia Medron.
Cynthia Medron. Can I call you Cynthia?
I would ask that you do. Thank
Perfect.
you so very much.
So Cynthia, does your
And
prime
she's-
directive
she
allow you to
puts her
leave the
hands on her
tower?
hips. She puts her hands on her hips and she looks at your arm, and she says, that just isn't healing right. And so I need you to make a strength check, because she's going to try and pick you up. So she's going to go and try and grapple you.
I don't know if I'm going to resist. I think I'm going to allow this to happen and see where this goes, for no other reason than
Sure.
sheer curiosity,
Okay.
and no other reason I'm not going to call the robot mommy.
So she picks you up. And
God,
she
I'm
immediately
sorry.
starts heading out. So with Lombard, full on carry, like a baby carry. She says, "We've got to get him to the head Medron. We'll get him fixed up. I promise. I promise." And so she is dashing, full on 60
Fantastic.
feet of
Okay.
dashing, with Lombard in her arms. Surprisingly agile and strong for what appears to be a small, constructed small, this humanoid shaped thing. And so
I will shout
she
back.
is going to go right over.
In that
Say again?
process, I will shout back towards at least like just the group, but specifically the doctor, because I believe you're still riding Sabertooth Ninja Mans, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would at least yell and be like, "It might be good to follow."
Yeah.
just to make
Yep.
sure that they
And I'm like, oh my-
they know that I'm
my
not,
God.
I'm not expecting private time.
I'm gonna
Well,
be
not with
And
that attitude.
so she finds the she finds the shortest distance to this stairwell down up here.
Of course she would. She's efficient.
And so, yeah, so she has, gone through the door here. So if everybody would like to grab their token, really what's about to happen is I'm going to read to you the, I think I've read to you that one before. This is the stairwell down. An intact spiral staircase of stone tiled in off-white leads downward. It's about 40 feet down, you can see. And it is, as lit as anything in the entire area, which is to say, not very much. So she doesn't even stop. She's not waiting here. She is immediately going downstairs. And so we're going to have to switch to another map to do that because there's a whole other floor.
Don't even know where Mal went.
And so
Mal
I
disappeared.
need to
Because he
put
dragged
the
a bunch of stuff
flag
off the map.
over here. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. And then I just need to grab everybody, I guess. Or do I? Everyone can drag themselves, I suppose. But
We can, but we
also
can't.
do it,
We
right?
can't see where to drag
We
them.
get nothing.
Yeah, we've got Fog of War on the whole thing.
Got it. Yes. Hang on. Let me get there. It's in the same spot, which is up here. So you see. Here we go. Let me put Lurch out and Cyndia, and let's grab Sylvian.
Reveal a
If
little
everyone
more
could
of the
grab their
room.
tokens, that would be
I can't see anything.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on.
Check up towards the top of
There
the
we
map.
go. There we go. I see it now. Just open for me.
Yep. Sorry, that was. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do all of that again. So here's everybody, and where I forget where she goes here. Hang on, I gotta look it up. Oh, I believe there was an illustration for that as well. Yeah, here we go. Here's Cyndia. This is what she looked like sitting on the floor there. She's in her tattered gray robe, and she's like clearly upset. So, but
She doesn't
so
look
she's
mechanical.
taken some of those rotting pieces of cloth and she's torn them into strips sufficiently, and she's made these decrepit bandages that she's thinks are doing something to your arm. But she's now got you in tow, and she is going to head to. Let me go to. I got to look up where she goes to.
Well, the head Medron, of
So
course.
I can also explain a little bit further what she is. Right. So, Lurch has explained. Lurch explains to you what a Magian is how it's pronounced. Magian are constructs created by a complex bio-magical process using sorcerously charged gelatin poured into humanoid-shaped molds.
It's
If a
flubber.
Magian is killed, its body dissolves suddenly in an acrid burst of multicolored flame and smoke. They are golem-like, but more intelligent than their brutish cousins. Magians look more or less human, depending on the artistry used to create them. Although they possess basic personalities, their motivations and goals are centered around their primary function they were created to perform. And so the Moilians created a host of these medical Magians and referred to them as Medrons in the Tower of Health to ensure that Moilian health was unceasingly looked after by untiring servants. So in addition to other special immunities and powers, all Medrons can cure light wounds 3 times a day. They've got healing and herbalism proficiencies with a skill of 15. And they are also incredibly strong. They have a strength of 18. So, she has scooped you up, and she's heading over to... I got to find which...
While we're on the way, I would like to ask Cyndia, what's my copay going to be?
And she says, Well, since you're a citizen of Moil, you are a citizen of Moil, aren't you?
Yes.
It will be, of course, covered.
Okay, goodness. Okay, understandable. It's just I'm recent,
Right. So,
new to the city, you know. And it's just from a small village just outside, still in the grounds, you know, in the jurisdiction, but like I still get you guys' water, like you guys are piped out to us, so I'm still considered part of the
so,
population.
So Cynthia is going to take, you know, the most efficient route to get where she needs to go, which are where the medical stores are. And so she's just going to start opening up doors, and she's going to be very upset at the level of decay. And she's like, it's just, it isn't the same. You know, ever since the event, you know, we're not.
You should
I don't know
get
what's
some
going on.
maidrons to clean.
And she chuckles, and she says, "Now let's be quiet. You be a good patient now." And
quiet.
she, you know, continues to carry you towards, uh, continues to carry you towards the down here. I'm going to reveal some more. I got to move this out of the way.
Why is it that there are a number of questions
And
that you
then,
seem to know the answer to, but are unwilling or unable to answer?
I don't understand what you mean. I will answer any question that I am able to. What can I help you with?
How long
I
were you
assume you're
waiting in that
talking and
room?
walking.
Who is your superior officer?
She says, the head magen of Moil is, of course, in charge of all of the Tower of Health, and the head medron is my immediate supervisor, and I am I have been put here to fully heal and serve the citizens of Moil, and I will stay at my post for as long as necessary.
You
And so
have an
she
internal
now comes
clock?
down here to this area. She says, I am here to heal, and I am not very good at keeping time.
You know what?
And
You
so
know what? I'm
she
willing
comes
to
down
bet.
here to.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I'm willing to bet that they don't have a clock inside of them because they were designed to operate tirelessly and forever. There's no need for them to have an internal clock. They're just available all the time, so they have no idea what time is.
She looks at you and smiles, and she says, I hope you're feeling well soon.
I'm bleeding
Tries to
out,
give you a
Cynthia.
blueberry lollipop.
Oh, very tasty.
She drops you and immediately starts to try and peel your armor off to see, where are you bleeding? Please show me. I am able to stop all bleeding.
From
Please,
that
where are
plate,
you
from the
bleeding?
place with
Please show me. I am able to stop all bleeding.
from the place that you put the bandage on. It's
And she looks at the bandage, and she says, "This bandage is filthy. Why would you have a bandage like this on your arm?" And she tears it off, and she says, "I need to find antiseptic. That was disgusting. Who
You're
would do
right.
that?"
I'm very
And she
thoughtless.
starts
I don't
looking
know.
through.
Yeah,
Let
sorry.
me read to you what you see.
Okay.
Shelves line every wall and stand in 2 high rows down the center of this chamber. The shelves are literally filled with all manner of containers, but the frost gives every vial, bottle, packet, and pouch the same ominous, crusted white pallor. Here and there, some past disturbance has toppled bottles and vials to the ground, as evidenced by debris on the floor of the chamber. In the southern corner of the room, an entire shelf unit has toppled forward. The former contents lie in a heap of well, that's actually what it says, in a heap of pile of glass, ceramic, cloth, and bone beneath the shelf unit. See, I can read. It's just written terribly. Right. So you basically have, and she's going through what look like these shelves. So there are some shelves here, and you see like various shelf, type things. There's a pile of debris, here in the middle. Some of the shelves have fallen down. They're bottles, and you're not even sure what they are. Containers? You don't even know. You've never seen, like, you're familiar with potion bottles, and there are certainly some of those. You are completely unfamiliar with some of the containers that are on the floor here. There also appears to be absolutely no rhyme or reason to the organization. Like, what shelves that remain, all the bottles are different sizes and shapes, and the things that aren't bottles are different sizes and shapes, and things that you're not even sure if they're part of the shelf or if they're a container for medicine. And then in the middle is this cabinet that's on the floor.
Interesting. I mean, I do think that I should stop allowing her to put things on me. I don't think she should put liquids on me.
The Goodberry lollipop in your mouth, and you are healed of your 1 point of damage. And she says, "There. Now, isn't that better?"
Oh, it is. It's all better, actually. Well, good. Thank you, Cynthia. That was easier than I thought it would be.
And she starts to tidy up a little bit around here, and she's like, oh dear, the head Medron is... She's muttering to herself. Now she's switching into Moilian. And every now and then Lurch laughs. Clearly, she's saying something that's funny.
Hey, Lurch, is there any threat here? Like, do we just leave her be? Like, what do we... Should we bring her with us? Does the Prime Directive allow her to leave the Tower of Health?
She looks at Cynthia and goes, "Do you want to come with us?" And Cynthia turns immediately to you, and she's got 2 bottles in her hands, and she drops them. She's so surprised, and she says, "Yes, please. I would like to accompany you."
Oh. Well, if I knew it was that easy, I would have just asked you myself. I'm sorry, Cynthia. That was inconsiderate of me.
Oh my gosh, you don't need to apologize. Are you psychically damaged? Please, we should talk.
Luckily there are plenty of therapists in my family. I'm okay.
I feel like your family's the reason you
That is
need the
fortunate.
therapist.
We should talk.
My family's the reason that I'm bloody rich. I don't care what
agree.
trauma
We
they've
should talk.
incurred upon me.
No, you're bloody rich because we robbed
Wealth has its own problems.
the cave of a dragon turtle that had been robbing ships for decades.
Excuse me, we pillaged. And who pillages other than barbarians? And who's barbarians other than the Goldsteins? That's all I'm saying.
I thought we were pirates.
India looks
You're
back and
pirates.
forth as you
I'm a
guys are
barbarian.
talking and bantering. And she goes, "Ha ha ha ha! I too can banter."
Oh? What's your favorite joke, Cynthia?
A man walks into the Moilian doctor's office with a duck on his head, and the Moilian doctor, the Magian, says, "Can I help you, citizen?" And the duck says, "Yes, can you get this citizen off my ass?"
I do like that, actually, Cynthia. Thank you. That was very good. Very, very droll.
You are quite welcome. Laughter is the best medicine, they say. And she rubs your belly. And she tries to put a Goodberry lollipop in your... She has clearly made 10 more Goodberries.
Oh, how are you generating these
Goodberry lollipops in everyone's...
Where are they coming from?
She's putting them in everyone's pockets.
Are you growing Goodberries?
I am able to produce 3 times a day.
I'm sorry?
Don't be silly. No, I can magically produce Goodberries 3 times a day.
Oh. Well, that's incredibly helpful. You'd think if I remember the fact that magic existed, that would be a thing.
Well, that's 30 guaranteed healing and 30 days worth of water.
You call it
rations.
magic. that we call the Magians don't call it magic. To them, it's just technology.
I guess that is true. Magic is really just a form of very advanced technology.
And she laughs uncomfortably.
That's okay. I have Warforged in my family somewhere. I understand.
She looks at you and isn't sure what a Warforged is.
They're like you, but they no longer have a prime directive. They're allowed to create their own.
You see her get a very distant look, but she immediately discards that idea.
That's okay. Would you still like to come with us?
She picks up 2 more bottles and drops them for dramatic effect, and she goes, "Yes, please."
Cynthia, you're my favorite person. You can carry me anywhere. I will never say no. That was hilarious.
She picks you up.
God. I never needed to fly. I just needed Cynthia. Is this the arc where Lombard finds love? I'm like, this is weird.
We didn't even have to make Cindy pass the Turing test.
She didn't have to. She just had to carry.
There are a bunch of bottles. Some of them are colorless. Some of them are luminescent. There are some very interesting ones. The labels are very difficult or impossible to read because the frost has eroded the ink. Cynthia seems to know what she's talking about, but she, has she's been puttering through and picking things up and putting them into a little pouch. But you're welcome to look through all this stuff as well and see if there's anything of use.
Hey, Doctor, this might be something you might be interested in looking at.
I brought a mess of healing kits, but if there's anything else here that's helpful, potions or anything, that really couldn't hurt. Also, I have this.
Hmm.
As a result of mending being
That
able to restore magic items, even if, as long as, there's enough intact liquid or whatever, I should be able to salvage a whole lot of stuff.
And it's a cantrip.
Okay,
You could just do it.
if you knew what it was.
Well, would we be able to repair Can we repair the label?
I would imagine.
And then me or
that's a
Cashmere
good
could read it?
question.
Or Lurch or...
Sure, yeah. So, that's a cantrip? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you could do that. In theory, you could find. There are hundreds, if not more, bottles on the floor or on the shelves scattered around, many shattered, a lot of them pooling together. But yeah, if you find one that has a label on it, why don't you roll a? Let's roll a 1d100. No, that's crazy. What am I saying? Because what if you got 100 of these? We'd have to go through all 100 of them. What do you think a reasonable number of salvageable potions in a big pile of broken glass would be? 1d12?
I would say 30.
8 to 10?
30
10?
to 40. Depending on how big the pile is.
Yeah, okay. 30 to 40?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big pile.
Keep in mind, these are thousands of years old, so...
I was kind of a little hopeful.
10 is probably enough.
Yeah, 10's fine.
Right. So, so roll a 1d10, and that's how many you're able to restore the label to.
8.
8. Great. All right. So now I need you to roll a 1d8 8 times, and then I will tell you what it looks like. And then so I need you to so the first one. Whoops. How come I can't ever see how it breaks out?
It should.
Like, you guys can see how many... I don't know. I'm... Whatever. All right, so just tell me the numbers.
Sienna typed it out.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Sienna. All right, so the first one is a blue
I didn't
syrup.
realize I was muted, but no problem.
Second one is a colorless liquid. No, that was perfect. Not the muted part. I always like hearing you, but you put in the numbers.
I was like, oh, I got you, and I sent it in chat.
Just when we needed it.
There we go.
Rainbow-hued liquid is number 8. Number 4 are dried mushrooms, what appear to be a bag of dried mushrooms. And number 1 is colorless liquid, some more dried mushrooms, a what appear to be little pieces of chalk to you, but would be tablets to us. And then the last one is green powder, right? So, you've never seen anything that looks like any of these before. So I need you now to roll again, 8 1d8s, and seeing if you could break out those numbers for me again.
Yep, I got you as soon as they send.
Look at how efficient this system is. All right.
I'm very fast.
Okay, so that's, you have a number 4, 2 number 6s, a number 1, 2 number 5s, and 8, and you have 2 4s. So Cynthia hands you a bottle, and she says, "Are you going through the bottles? Would you like me to look at them for you?"
Yes, please.
And so she reaches down and hands you a bottle, and says, "This is a potion of vitality." And do you look at the label?
Yes.
It says Elixir of Madness. And then she reaches down and she says, "And here is an Elixir of Health." So you have 2 potions of madness. And she says, "These 2 are elixirs of health."
Why is the potion of vitality labeled as
I'm assuming you
elixir
read
of
those.
madness?
That's how it's labeled. Then she hands you the 2 next ones, which were blue syrup, and she says, "These are elixirs of health." And when you read them, they say elixir of health.
Okay.
And then there are 2 number 5s, which are like little pieces of chalk. They look like tablets. And she says, "These are," wait, hang on. Number 5. These are very dangerous. I don't recommend that you use these at all." And she puts them down.
What are
And
they?
then you go and pick them up, and she says, "No, don't." And you read, and it says, increases age.
Why would we want
She
that?
says, "You have to be very careful with that.
It's all right. I'm a doctor.
The Medrons have all sorts of different tools." "Oh, well, then you understand. Sometimes it's important to age the body so that you can..." And she goes into a very complex detail about magical methods of, confabulation, and you have no idea what she's talking about. And
Yeah, even I'm
she,
stuck, Doctor.
She picks up one and looks at it and shakes it and looks at it again and shakes it, and she says, "This is a potion of strength." And you look at it and it says strength, but it has a skull on it.
How many of those you got? Just one?
A llama?
Just one. And the last one is the same as the first one, where she said it was an elixir of health or vitality, but in fact, when you read the label, it says it's an elixir of madness.
Something does tell me she
I-
might have a wire too that's decayed a bit.
I count 7 potions here.
Oh, so 2 elixirs of vitality, which she says are elixirs of madness. 2.
Elixir of health.
Did I not write down? Oh, there it is. I didn't write down number 6. Huh, hang on. Normally I have it open over here, but I spent some time over the break to put it all into the system. But I apparently didn't type number 6. I don't know what number 6 is. That's why. Give me a sec. Potion of greater healing. So you have 2. She looks at them. She says, these are potions of greater healing. They, in fact, say potions of greater healing. You have 2 of those. You have 1 that she says is a elixir of madness, but is in fact the label says a potion of vitality. You have 2 bottles that age the imbiber. You think. You're not sure. She didn't go into detail on it. Number 8, she says, is a strength potion, and it has a skull on it. And then number 4, again, that's the one that she said was the elixir of madness and potion of vitality. So not all of her explanations comport with what the labels are.
Does this potion of strength have any side effects?
She says, yes, it will make you very strong. And but unfortunately, it only lasts a brief period of time, and then you permanently lose strength forever.
Oh.
Ah,
Do any of these other potions have permanent effects similar to that?
nausea, vomiting, permanent death.
She takes the ages imbiber, one, the one that makes you old, and she says, these are very dangerous, and she holds them and she puts them in her pouch, and she says, those will age you, but I suppose a greater restoration or a wish, or if you're capable of some sort of biomedical magic, you could fix them yourself. And then she says, and these elixirs of madness, these are probably short-term, but we have had cases that have gone long-term madness, and it is a very useful property for torture.
Hey,
And she says it very matter-of-factly. Like,
well, all right.
she's done time at Gitmo.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe we give this to somebody we don't like at some
There may
point.
be some kind of...
She says, "Oh no, oh no, no, no," and she's now like she's very like trying to keep you from getting to it. She says, "No, I can't. That would be terrible. I don't even know why we have this."
There may be some clever use for this. I'd very much like it if you'd hand those over to us.
And she says, "All right, but understand that these are very, very dangerous. Very."
Understood.
And then,
Like, if
she
they were
gives
to be
you
given to a
good
lich,
berry,
would it kill him?
Lollipop.
Don't think
She says,
liches
"A
age.
lich? Oh, I don't know. I don't know the lich's physiology. Which is, you would think I would have had time to learn with Acerak all over the place around here sometimes."
Wait, I'm sorry. You know Asarak is here sometimes?
He took all of the citizens and made them build his fortress of horrors, or whatever he calls it.
Oh. So, do you like talk to him? Are you friends? Do you have his like AOL Instant Messenger
No, he's never
username?
needed healing from me, so there's never been any reason for him to interact with me.
Interesting
I
that
don't
he
even
hasn't
know if he
seen you in
knows
the
if I
past.
exist. And she looks off into the middle distance dramatically.
But you know he exists. I'm sure he knows about you. I'm sure he values you. I'm sure you're a valued employee.
She laughs uncomfortably.
I mean, you could be like that one woman that Asarak and not me left in that cage in the other town. You know what? We don't have to
He
talk about
laughs
that.
and goes, I too can banter.
Ah, you sure? That was a good joke that you told earlier. I look forward to the future ones, but
I am programmed for bedside manner.
We'll talk about that later, Cynthia. Goodness gracious, we have people around.
She tries to pick you up. So give me another strength check unless you don't want to resist.
You know what? This time I'll give it a quick little resist. Does it need to be strength or actually doesn't?
Athletics.
How about a nat 20? How about I just
You lithely jump away from her, and she goes, ho ho ho! I'll pick you up yet.
I bet you
think
will.
That's enough for now. Can you tell us anything else about what's on this floor?
She says, I would imagine that the head Medron is here, and I suppose it is possible to encounter some of the fellow citizens that have not been used for constructing Asarak's fortress.
What can you
If
tell
you
us
had
about the
to,
head Medron?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The head Medron. I don't have a whole lot I can say about him. He is a skilled doctor. He has the latest in medical technology grafted to his construct, and he is a learned physician.
Grafted to his construct.
Would you like to see him?
I would love to meet him.
Yeah,
I can
where is
take you
this
to
head
him if
Medron?
you would like to meet him. She immediately starts to walk.
Also, have you personally encountered any of these unfortunately seems to be zombified citizens?
Yes.
Yes.
All of my attempts to heal them have been unsuccessful.
What have you done to not be destroyed by them? Have you just hid? Are you capable of any kind of self-defense?
As I am not alive, my energy does not present a viable food source to beings who have originated from the negative plane and are undead.
So they don't even acknowledge your existence, is what you're telling me.
If I stop them, they stop. If I push them, they move out of the way. But otherwise, they treat me as though I am furniture.
Interesting. I guess I'll be more pointed with my question. Can you attack people?
Follow me, please. Follow me. Follow me, please.
I shall. Oh, God.
Yes, I am capable of defending myself if necessary.
Perfect.
There are occasions when there are patients who are recalcitrant, who need restraint. I am able to assist in those situations. Did I not drag Sylveon over? I gotta get him over here.
In the case that the head Modron becomes hostile towards us, what does your programming dictate your course of action will be?
She laughs. Ha ha ha! That is an impossibility. The head Medron is only able to heal.
Just indulge my curiosity. If
I do not have the answer to that question because it has never become necessary to answer it.
Can the head Metron move?
Come on.
Do we have to go to him, or is he able to come to us?
Can move. He would not be a very useful doctor if he couldn't move. What a silly question. You are silly. She tries to pick you up again.
Ah, just another one of those jokes, I suppose.
So, no, she's really trying to pick you up, like legit, like whether you want it or not.
I'll give it a 25.
Yeah, you're able to resist her. She says, "You are quite strong. The Medron will be very interested to understand what your nourishment schedule is."
Oh, chili fish.
She looks at you and says, "Chili fish. What is chili fish?"
We'll go into it when we meet the big guy upstairs, shall we?
Right.
Or
So
not
she's
upstairs, but
continuing along. She's moving along at a pace. I have to do some polygon revealing.
reveal them polygons.
And get them polygons up there on the screen.
I'm revealing polygons. Where are you from? It's roll 20. It's roll 20. Okay.
All right, so she's moving along the corridor here. She's very upset at how messy things are, and she says, "There is so much debris here," and she tries to pick you up again. Let me carry you through this so that you don't hurt yourself.
It's okay, Cindy. I promise you, I'm all right.
She says, "Ha ha 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 ha," and then continues to walk down the hallway.
Fantastic. I'm gonna keep
along.
a little
This
bit
way,
of.
please.
I'm gonna
Come
keep a.
along.
I'm gonna
This
keep
way,
a little
please.
bit of distance now.
Come along. This way, please. Come along. This way, please. Sylvian is like, you keep saying that, and she's like, ha 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 ha. Come along. This way, please. Come along. This way,
Oh
please.
God. I didn't know better. It's almost a nervous laugh. I'm gonna
She's a
keep
little
my
manic,
distance.
but you know,
Yeah.
I mean, she's not, you don't feel like she's a danger. She's just
She does keep
clearly
trying.
not good with people.
Yeah, she does keep trying to pick me up. So I'm gonna just keep my distance a little bit.
Yes, she tries again.
Oh, what's her
Gives it another
reach?
go.
What's her reach? I've been so far away.
Oh, well, where are you? Yeah, well,
She
Boom.
runs over. Okay.
she tries to pick you up.
Okay, at 12. This time I probably
She
don't
dashes.
quite get it.
Oh, well, I'm actually going to roll that one because she might actually beat you on that. Hang on. We could do a...
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, she picks you up.
Cool.
It's uncomfortable. She's got you firmly. Like you've... You remember as a child that your father would grab you by the back of the neck that way. And would tell you...
Not the Goldstein name.
Left is debit. Right is credit. Left is credit. Right is debit.
Close to home.
No, but she's got you, and now you come into a what looks to be like a very large operating theater, and so you see in this operating theater. I just have to get to where I can get to the reading thing. Alrighty. The ceiling, actually, I think. Oh, it's this room here that she walks you into.
We have fog of war everywhere in these middle rooms.
I've got to open it.
Okay, I just didn't know if you knew.
I've got to open it up. Come on, Polygon. Dang it. Calgon, take me away. There we go. So you now go into this pie-shaped room, and she has you, Lombard, and carries you in, and the ceiling of this very slightly pie-shaped room is higher than in many of the previous areas of the tower. It stretches up into the darkness past 30 feet. The floor of the chamber is home to at least a couple of dozen simple-looking beds. I've drawn 6. But imagine that there's a couple dozen. The beds are arranged in neat columns over the entire area of the room, one to each 10-foot section of the floor. All the beds look to be neatly made, with one white pillow and a single sheet folded back in exactly the same way on each cot. Suddenly, a shape detaches from the darkness 30 feet above, and folding downward on a thick tether like a curiously mechanical snake. And so there is an illustration for this to accompany it. Wait for the reveal. Head Medron. Dr. Kelso.
That's our second Scrubs joke of the evening, everybody.
That's fantastic. That is.
We should probably maybe
I'm
take
Bob
a break
Kelso.
there.
That is. What a.
Hey there,
fucking-
Barry.
Oh my
You know what
god.
really sticks in my craw? So do you want to take a break now, or do you want to do one later?
This is the
This is a good
operable
place.
time to take a break.
Yeah, that's a cliffhanger. But unlike Netflix, it's only going to take us about 10 to 15 minutes to get back instead of a year and a half.
So,
So-
everybody, it's 6:28 p.m. Actually, it's 6:29 p.m. here on the West Coast now. That's 9:29 p.m. for all of you East Coasters. We'll be back on the 40th minute of the hour. That'll give us an 11-minute break. We'll see you then.
Epic showdown. Dr. Cox versus Dr. Kelso.
Greetings, everybody. We're back just a little bit behind schedule because, I don't know, that happens sometimes. But here we are, in Dr. Kelso's operating room.
And Dr. Kelso is, you can see in the handout, a robotic Medron, almost entirely. His upper torso is fleshy. His face and brain and head, and as far as you know, appear to be made of the same material that Cyndia is mostly made of. But everything else is sort of alien to you. You see whirling blades and scalpels and all kinds of what can only be medical instruments of some kind. And he says, Cyndia, oh, it's been an age. So good to see. And you've brought friends. Oh, my goodness. Yes, please, do come in. Do come in. Yes. Yes. And Cyndia says, yes, here we are. And she takes Lombard and puts him down because you had asked to see the head Medron, and this is the head Medron. And he says, oh, everyone, please come in. Plenty of room for everyone. Come on in. Haha, please. It's been so long since I've had guests.
You all have a tendency to laugh very nervously.
We're not made to be alone for so long, and it's been a long time. So,
how long has it been, Mr. Head Medron?
It's been, oh gosh, more than 1,200 years. I stopped counting. Yes,
that's fair. That's
definitely more than 1,200 years.
That's the first time we've gotten a number out of literally anybody in this place, so I'll take it as a dub.
So if you were to compare the total time you've been here, does it feel like twice, 3 times, 4 times that long, maybe? Since the time you stopped counting?
He doesn't understand the question. He says, I'm sorry, have you taken a blow to the head? Please, come. Just let me have a look. Let me just inspect. I won't do anything. Nothing invasive.
It's all right.
Please,
I'm a doctor.
I want to practice my art. Oh, you're a doctor. Then you know the need to practice your art. Please. Look at the beds. We have room for everyone. Plenty of room.
Well,
he's looking at everyone. Sort of. You can see that he can reach every corner of the room. His apparatus that he's attached to at the ceiling gives him full range of motion across the room, and he is, he's sort of whirring about everybody, like inspecting, sort of holding up like a what looks like a mirror, but it lights up and it makes a strange color, and all sorts of little things are going on. He's like, well, yes, look, oh my gosh, it's so great to see living tissue again. And he sort of pokes at people, and he's like, yeah, oh, very, very tumescent. Look at that. It's great to see vibrance and health. That's this tower, the Tower of Health. The irony.
Do you need to talk to Cyndia? It seems like you might have some psychological effects that have occurred.
Psychological problems? Oh, please do come here. And so Cyndia says, yes, oh my gosh, I wish you had said something.
No.
She tries to grab your hands and pull you towards the doctor.
Cyndia.
And she's got your wrist very firmly, so you can try and break out with a strength check.
I'll give it a shot. But Cyndia, I meant more maybe talk to your boss, because it seems like he might have a bit of a thing going on. It's a 13.
Technically, you're not supposed to roll a strength save. You're supposed to roll an athletics check.
Oh, I can do that too. Well, it's a +10 either way.
Athletics check. Well, she
but
doesn't
also,
actually
when I saw
have
this
that
going
one.
on,
Yeah.
I would definitely
have to
have
put-
used a bardic inspiration on Lombard.
Okay. Yep. Fair. Yeah, but she, her hand slips off, and she's like, I'm so clumsy. Please, just let him look at you. All he wants to do is heal, and it's been so long, he says, he says, he says, he says.
Oh, I see. I do
Um,
see. I see. I see. I see. The thing is, Cynthia, you've already healed me all the way. So we could go find some things to heal.
She grabs your hand again and she says, "Please, yes, absolutely. We can go find things to heal." And so try and break out of her grip again. She doesn't have athletics, so
Oof.
roll in athletics versus her
Yeah.
strength.
17.
So yeah, she's got you.
Oh, but the
by
bardic.
hand.
Can I use the?
Bardic
I'd like.
Inspiration.
So
Yeah, I like the bardic inspiration.
oh yes,
real quick.
yeah. Roll the bardic inspiration.
12.
D12.
Is it 1d4? Oh, d12. Jeez. Oh,
I got it.
below.
That's a 12. That's a 35.
Hey, Lombard, won't you come out of that room?
Well,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave.
Dear fellow medical professionals, I'm sorry I hate to do this to you, but we're actually in perfect health. Sorry.
And Cynthia says, "Well, we always have this as an option. And actually, I guess we would go through this door up here around this way. I took us the wrong way. There's not a door where I took us in, so we're up here.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just distance. Just lots of
I have
distance.
transcended the laws of physics. We've traveled by map, like in the Muppets.
Very good. Very good. I like that.
It's the fastest way to travel.
It is. It's very true. I'm going to consistently prepare a dodge action for the next time she tries to run at me to pick me up, whatever she's about to do.
All right, fair. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, she's really trying hard just to be a healer. Like, you
I've
get
started
the
to pick
sense
up that this isn't as romantic as I once thought it would
she's
be.
she's very sincere, but you can tell that she's not completely aware of the full situation. But she's she legitimately, the good berries are real and they're delicious.
I just, there's just a certain uneasiness, and maybe we could just call it prejudice, but this place is not giving us kindness, at all. So,
Yeah, I'm sure
No
that
matter
thing's
how-
going to try and vivisect us.
She says, no, Dr. Kelso would never. Oh,
I feel like he would.
he would be embarrassed that you would be afraid of him that way.
Um,
Well, yes, he does look scary, but that's because he has highly efficient medical equipment.
yeah, it's the efficiency that I'm worried
He's
about.
professional. He is programmed to heal, just like I am. And she places a hand way too heavily on your shoulder, like it's uncomfortable. And she says, "And we are here to help."
Yes, you have made that abundantly clear, Cynthia. When I think help, I think Cynthia. You know what? Those two things go hand in hand now.
Hey, Cynthia, my clay
laughed
golem needs you to have a
uncomfortably.
look at him pretty please.
He says, "Oh, absolutely."
Okay,
Yes.
all the rest
Then
of you,
she
let's
comes
go
over
get him
and
while
he
the clay
looks at
golem
the
keeps
doll.
her busy.
What are we doing?
We're going to
What?
disable that thing so it doesn't kill anyone else.
Oh, I see. How are we gonna do that?
The clay golem is going to
Oh,
try and restrain Cynthia to the best of its ability.
Sure. Okay. Got it. Yeah, because I need to see if she even perceives that. She has a passive 14. So are you trying to surreptitiously do this, or are you just announcing loudly, "Grab her"?
No. The clay golem is going to try and keep her busy as best it
Okay.
can. First, faking like it's got ruptures or
Oh.
whatever.
Oh,
And then if Cynthia gets
sure.
wise
Well,
to the
immediately
sounds
goes
of battle,
over and she goes, "Oh,"
then the clay golem is
she
going to try and
says,
restrain
"You're not
her.
alive. You're like me. You're not alive." And so immediately she is not doing anything because she's a healing thing. So at this point, she has turned around when she realizes that it is a construct like her, and she's returning to the party. but she's within melee distance of the golem when she makes this decision.
That means... Oh, I gotta bring this page up. Hold on.
And since no one has done anything aggressive yet, we're not in initiative.
Can the clay golem try to, like, stand in front of her, first? To try to keep her from being able to move back?
Sure. What's the clay golem speed?
20 feet.
No, it can't. Hers is 30 feet. She is faster. Eventually, she will get through.
Alright, well, then the clay golem's got a superior strength, so the clay golem is going to try and grab Cyndia by the arm. The rest of us need to advance on this thing and take it out quickly if we're going to keep Cyndia as an ally once it's dead.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to see if let's do initiative, but the first thing I want to do is settle whether the golem grapples Cyndia, which is the important part. So, if you could do the, because I know he's got ridiculous strength, right?
He's got a 20.
And then, where is her thing? So we need to click here.
You gotta open the initiative tracker.
So she rolled an. Well, I haven't. I just want. So she is grappled but not restrained. And so now we will go into initiative. Let me click on the thing there. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been a few weeks. I just got to get back in the zone again. Nice. There we go. Lurch, you have initiative too. Come on, Lurch.
Oh.
And
How about some boss music?
let's see, anybody else? Do you have any other? I got it. Oh yeah, we got to do.
Is this a boss?
We can do that.
He's got some Dr. Octagonopus. I mean, by what we were told, she's flubber. She's literally just animated gelatin.
What?
It's been turned into this.
What's a good one in your folder, Will?
For
Boss fight.
Yeah, the two that I made specifically for boss fighting is let me see what I called it. Sorry, I have different names. Soulmonger's Lullaby is the boss music that I used for Asarak, and then
All right.
there was one other thing. Opening the door.
So that we
Opening
have
the
a
door
little,
V1 was the other like more intense one. Either one works.
Before we do initiative and everything, I want to look at Syrup and I want to tell Syrup to just kind of stay over there just in case the golem needs help.
Syrup gives you the nod. He's a very confident dog. He's like, totally get it. We're on the same page.
We're on the same
Bitch,
page.
bro. He's great. Love this dog.
Yeah, he's
perfect.
now I want him to have like a California surfer like voice. Like if you awaken him at some point.
I love that.
I am so happy about this. This is great. All right, so Lurch is in. We got everybody. Let me do the descending thing. Why am I in there twice? I don't know.
I don't see anybody in there twice.
How do I just take myself out? Everyone is in there twice for me for some reason.
I think I might have to reload it.
All right, I don't know.
Also, Sylveon is not in the initiative order, I don't think.
See, that's what I mean. I'm in there twice. So alphabetically, let's do. Oh, you know what? I bet I never cleared it. Shit. All right. Can we just do initiative again? Because there's stuff in there from the last time. Sorry. If you want, you can also just tell me the order. Although, probably easier if we just did initiative again.
I rolled a really good one. I rolled a 21. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again.
All right, I'll give you a 21.
Thanks.
If you could remember it reliably, then
I mean, I can just scroll up the chat.
there you are, 21. All right. Where is right, he needs to be in there. Lurched needs to be in there. Cyndia needs to be in there. We've got Syrup and whoever else and whatnot. How come I don't see everybody? Are we still waiting on people to roll?
We're definitely missing some.
Why are they not going? Like, Dr. Kelso's not in there. How come?
Yeah, the token selected when you roll.
Why is he not going in? Oh, that's why. Perfect. That's what was wrong. And Sylvian. How come it didn't? There it goes. Did it go? Am I in there?
Looks like it.
Yes, there it is. All right. Is that everyone? I think we're good.
I think you didn't get Syrup.
Let me sort it.
Missing Syrup. I think we're missing Lurks. Yeah, we're missing Lurks. And then what's Lurks'
Now,
dexterity?
Her dex is 15.
She's faster than me. She goes before me. And then I'm sure Casimir probably will end up
She's
going
a
before.
Professional thief.
Yeah. Casimir's probably faster than the Medron. I'd be willing to bet.
Probably.
But
Now
so
I've got
then
a
it's
lot of
just
fun
between
stuff up on my side.
is Sylvian faster than Dr. Kelso? And then
Sylvian is probably not faster than Dr. Kelso.
And then the Mastiff needs to be 18, not 0. Which actually means there's a 3-way tie. So it's whoever's fastest between those 3.
Well,
Casimir's on top for sure.
Is Cal.
Is Cynthia's. She's
welcome
16.
to D&D, everybody, where a 12-hour journey lasts 2 minutes and a 30-second combat lasts 4 hours.
Man, it'd truly be like that.
6 seconds every time. All right, we're good. So, Lombard, take us out.
Sorry, Lurks actually has to go first.
Right.
She's faster than me.
Right. Lurch looks over and sees Cyndia grappled, and sees the golem. Did anyone explain to her, given her language issue, what was going on? So she's not sure what to do, and so she freezes and sticks where she is and does nothing. So it is actually your turn. She's like looking for threats and she's readying an action to, pursue whatever she thinks the correct course of action is as soon as she figures it out.
Okay.
So, next turn.
In that case, I'm gonna kind of like look over my shoulder at her real quick and I'm gonna kind of point at Dr. Kelso
She's shrugging,
while
like,
looking at her.
like,
Well,
what?
yeah.
What?
I'm gonna point, and then I'm gonna turn back around, and I'm just gonna. It's just actually I have line of sight on him from here, right? The door's open.
Like, from her perspective, you need to understand. You have just attacked a nurse and a doctor in a hospital.
Yeah. Well, I haven't attacked him yet. I'm about to. But do I have line of sight on him?
Oh, I see. All right. So but you've attacked Cyndia, and
I haven't attacked Cindy at
nobody
all.
has
since
attacked
you've
her.
been speaking common.
We
I
haven't
thought
done
you
anything
grabbed-
she
oh,
hasn't
you
already
grabbed
tried
the
to do
whip.
to us.
Hold on. I think there's been a miscommunication.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Well,
The clay golem has grabbed Cynthia. Cynthia has not been hurt. No attacks have been made. Lurks doesn't know what's going on, so I'm going to turn my head over, make eye contact with her. I'm going to point at the doctor.
That's legitimate.
And then I'm going to
makes eye
turn
contact.
around.
She looks at the doctor.
I'm going to turn around. And I'm going to throw fire at him.
Oh.
Does a 20 hit?
That is an interesting question. What is his AC? Yes, 20 hits.
Okay.
Give me some damage.
It's going to do 21 fire damage to Dr. Kelso.
My goodness.
I want to use my movement.
Right, so Dr. Kelso, Dr. Kelso is now like surprised. He was not facing the door. He was tidying up where everybody had been, trying to keep his area clean. You felt like his room, even though it was shabby in the sense that the sheets and stuff were really old and brittle. He did his best to try and keep his area clean. He's clearly stuck in that room, and when he gets blasted with a firebolt, he goes, "Ah!" And he turns immediately around and he says, "Good Lord, man! Please be careful. What was that?"
I was like, sorry, and I'm going to move the fuck out of the way.
I'm going to say we have to stay out of Cynthia's line of sight, you guys.
Oops. It's okay, there was a cat.
And yeah, so actually, Cynthia's got a 14 perception, but let's see what a perception. I would think it'd be harder than that for her to notice that. Well, the firebolt. She's
also grappling.
You're in the doorway.
Yeah, she's previously engaged.
If it's egregious, she will notice. But as it is right now, all she hears is sort of a muffled, "Oh my goodness, why am I on fire?" Kind of. She doesn't understand what's going on yet, but she's like, "Ha ha! Please let go of me! Ha ha ha! Please let go of me! Ha ha ha! Please let go of me! Ha ha ha!" She's as the turns get on, I'm going to be rolling to see if she sort of breaks free of the mental, problem of being stuck to this golem at the moment. Like she doesn't. He's not a threat, but at the same time, she's restrained. So she's trying to figure out what to do still. Anyway, anything else, Lombard?
No.
All right, Casimir, you're up. Which I can watch chat. So, Casimir, you are up.
All right, so
If
gonna do the old normal thing.
Oh yeah.
Then the old booming blade.
Hello! My! Aren't you an interesting color? Why have you hit me with your sword? Why have you hit me very, very hard with your sword?
I feel so bad for doing that. Oh, shit.
God. All right.
Whoops.
So what is that? 10 plus
So that's 40 magical piercing.
So that's
plus 18
14
thunder.
plus. Oh my god. 40 magical piercing, 18 thunder. Okay.
And another
Ugh.
17 if he moves.
Yep. He's clearly sparks are flying, and he is not doing well. And he says, "Please, please, friends, why are you doing this? This is highly unexpected. There is no reason. I am here to help all. I am here to help all." So Syrup, it's your turn. Syrup is going to hang back. You said.
Yeah, so actually, Syrup is going to start growling just suddenly at our Metron, right?
Oh.
And okay, and Syrup is gonna sit down, right, like right in front. So like the clay golem is grasping onto her. Syrup is just gonna sit right in front and sit down. So it's kind of like a intimidation to like, don't just stay here, just
So-
don't go anywhere. He's helping the golem. Trying to intimidate.
Give me an intimidation check for Syrup.
Okay.
Because Syrup is
Let
pretty
me
good
pull
at
that open.
intimidation.
Yep. Let me pull that open. Oh boy, this internet. Did that throw it?
And
no,
I'm just going to do a
skill.
charisma check for her since she's. Oh, it's a. So you win
That's the
because
skill.
it's the contestant. Yeah. So you win. She one arm is being held by the golem, and she says, "Please let go. I must assist." And then she looks down at Syrup, and she says, "This animal seems to be making a rumbling noise. Is this animal making a rumbling noise a problem? Whose animal is this?" And she's looking around, but she can't turn fully because she's being gripped by a giant golem who is silently just preventing her from moving. And now Syrup, she's going to attempt to break free. Can you give me a strength check for? Well, no, I'm sorry, it's not her turn. It is after Syrup. So is Syrup done?
Yeah, Syrup is just gonna hold and sit there, so just go ahead and start
Okay.
her turn.
So, so Cyndia is going to attempt to break free again, and she's going to look at the golem and say, "Please, I must assist. Please, I must assist." And
Nat
so
20.
that is, in spite, there is a, she's straining at it, but she's overcome by the strength of the golem, and she laughs uncomfortably. "Ha ha ha! My, you are a strong one. Ha 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 ha!" And she's trying to pull away, but she can't. And so now it is Dr. Cox's turn. A fellow physician.
Ninja Meows is going to move into the doorway. Dr. Cox is going to take a look at Dr. Kelso and say, "Now, newbie, your medicine is old and outdated, and your logic is fundamentally flawed. So,
Okay.
do us all a favor and retire."
Cutting words indeed. So a DC 21. Unfortunately, Dr. Cox is actually has advantage against magic, so he is going to roll. I just got to get his character sheet open. Wisdom save, right? So
Ha.
wisdom.
That's 4 rolls.
14. So
and he
14
still
doesn't do it.
failed.
Oh, you're right. Yep, 18. Yep. So he fails. and takes 6 damage. And he says, "Your words hurt me."
And he has disadvantage on the next attack.
This
roll
will
he
be
makes before the end of
reflected
his
in
next
next
turn.
year's budget. Okay. Oof. And he's looking not well. Like, he's pretty banged up. Like, you see some of his arms are dragging now, and he doesn't have full control over all of his. Some of them are just sort of spinning wildly, unable to be controlled. All right, so Mao, it is your turn.
You're muted.
My apologies. So the distance between Mao and our doctor here, that's okay. Yeah, so I could run up there about. Okay, and I'm going to hack at him.
Yes. Okay.
Oh boy.
Great Axe 23 does hit, and it does 19 slashing damage. And
I'm
there's
going
a
to cut off.
huge spark as you see where he's attached to the ceiling. It starts to break down into pieces, and he is as hurt as he can get without being dead.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, and perfect because don't I get a second
You do.
action? Yeah, so I'm just gonna
You
go
do.
ahead and
Yep.
finish the job. Let's see here.
So
Does a
the
19?
19 does not the 19 does not hit. It's very close.
Yeah.
You swing through him, but he is sufficiently agile, or maybe he's so broken that he can't be controlled. Like, it's completely unexpected what his movements are, and so where you swing where he was and you miss him.
Ah. Okay, well, if there's any room left, I'm just gonna back up a teensy and I'm done.
Now you
shifted.
can disengage.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
do
just
that.
Of your
disengage,
feet,
but
right?
not trying to move all the way back.
That's right.
Does it only go by square? I was trying to just move a teensy.
You've only
But
got,
it's,
if you only
I'm
got 5 feet.
No, you
in
have a
between
thing that
squares.
lets you.
No, rogues have that.
Right.
No,
Okay.
just on the map, but I'm still by him. But I do want to disengage and end the turn.
All right. So it's Sylveon's turn. He's going to Eldritch Blast, and I would imagine that this is gonna hit once or twice. How many?
Or
times?
every,
I don't.
every single
Roll one
time.
One,
Many.
2, 3, 4. Or
They all hit.
one too many. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter. It
Hey, yo, he
obliterates him.
did.
But
Yeah.
that's just unfortunate. I really wish he'd gotten a chance in the initiative order, but he didn't. Oh well. So, his last words were, "I live only to help people." And then he freezes.
Something tells me he was going to give me a lobotomy.
Oh,
And maybe I should have gotten one
Oh
after
my
that
goodness.
don't quit your day job.
joke. Oops.
It's the clay golem's turn. So you still have Cyndia, who is, pseudo combating a golem.
The clay
And,
golem at this point is going to
intimidating,
very gently release Cyndia and make a bowing motion as if it somehow had made a mistake.
And Cyndia says, "Thank you, thank you." And she runs.
It's not her turn.
She can go 30 feet, so that's right. It's not her turn. So she says thank you, and is rubbing the spot where the golem was holding her. The dog, though, is clearly blocking her way, and she's like, "Excuse me, animal, excuse me." And so it's Lurk's turn, and so she looks over at Cyndia, and she looks over at the dead doctor, and she pulls out her knife and starts to walk towards Cyndia, but she's looking at everybody like, "Is this what we're supposed to be doing?" She stops and she's like, "Oh my god! This is too much!"
I'm going to say out loud in common, the doctor appears to have malfunctioned.
So Lurch sits down. She was ready to kill this nurse, or she wasn't sure what she was gonna do, and she's crying softly to herself. And we're out of combat now, so I can turn that off. And so Cyndia comes over to Lurch, and they exchange some conversation in Moilian, and Cyndia gives her a good berry pop, which Lurch, puts in her mouth and is like, "Yes, I guess I do feel better. Yes." And Cyndia pats her on the head and says, "Very good, citizen." And she comes over to Lombard and says, "Are you injured in any way, sir?"
I am not. I'm actually all right.
We're all fine.
She says, "Oh, thank goodness." And then she comes in and she sees Mao, and she comes up to Mao and she says, "Oh my goodness, are you okay? Did he hurt you in any way?"
No, I am all right. Perfectly fine. Thank you for asking.
And she says, "Excellent." And then she comes over and she casts Cure Wounds on the doctor. And the doctor reanimates and says, "Goodness, what are you doing?" And he releases a cloud of gas. And so I need everyone to give me a... hang on, I gotta open up his character sheet because
Everyone
it's
in
on
the
there.
room, or
Everyone in the room and within a cone of the hallway, so probably Lurch to Dr. Cox. But the golem, well, Lurch is okay. Maybe
I'm not in the
Mao is
hallway
okay,
cone.
but Lombard, Sylveon, you're not. Yeah, you're way up on top, so you're okay. Yeah, so probably Mao, Lombard, Sylveon, and anyone in the room. So
What
the
are we
three of us will
rolling?
need to roll a... I believe it's a Constitution saving throw. Let me see what the actual this is the sleeping gas. 19 Constitution saving throw, please. Should be easy enough for... Look at that.
I always
Natural
roll a
19
10.
for me. Nice.
Perfect. Mao
Look at that.
did it
So,
this time.
yeah. We start to feel very sleepy, and it's obvious that this gas is some sort of anesthetic. And he says, "Please, you are being extremely aggressive. This is highly untoward." And Cyndia looks at the doctor and says, "Doctor, you are still non-functional. May I assist you?" And she uses her last Cure Wounds on the doctor. And
She
so
already
you notice
used
two
2.
more appendages start to
Point
come
of
to
order.
life. Okay, so yep, fair. So she says, "Doctor, I have 10 of my good berry lollipops for you. Will that help?" And so the doctor says, "Thank you." And 10 appendages reach out, grab a good berry, and somehow they disappear into a portal on the side of his body, and he starts to look somewhat healthier. And he says, "Goodness me, that is exactly what I needed." And then you notice that one of his appendages has reached over and now casts what appears to be, to your way of looking, a Cure Wounds on himself. And so let me do that. It's a 1d8. So he gets 5 more. So, he makes some more good berries and says, "Nurse, would you please turn these into lollipops?" And she puts them each at the head of each of the beds. And she comes out and she says, "Everyone, please come in. This is where you can take your ease, please." And Dr. Kelso, you can see that he's starting to repair himself somewhat, but it's slow going. He's functional. He can talk. Some of his arms are waving around. You're not sure what he's capable of, but he seems to be getting back to being capable of it.
This seems like a bad idea.
Cynthia,
I think
this animal
I think we
requires
leave.
medical assistance. I'll point to Syrup.
Cynthia goes over to Syrup and she says, "Please tell me the nature of your problem." And Syrup growls at her, and she growls back in a very similar fashion, which Syrup is extremely surprised at. And he turns around once and growls at her, and she turns around once and growls at him, and she turns back to you and says, "This animal says that he is unharmed."
Wait. He's just saying that. You better give him a thorough examination. And I'm going to motion my head back in the room.
And so that, are you saying it loudly so the doctor can hear it?
Just loud enough for Cynthia to hear it, which, I mean, he'll probably hear it, sure.
Sure. Cynthia says, "Oh my goodness, the doctor will be so pleased." And she growls at Syrup, and Syrup looks at her and growls. And Syrup looks at you, Mao, because Syrup does not trust Cynthia at all.
No.
I don't trust Cynthia, but I trust our doctor. But I don't know.
If she tries to grab Cynthia, the clay golem is going to try and hold her down again. And I'm going to look at all my friends, and I'm going to point my thumb back in the room and look at them expectantly and start to tap my foot.
And I gesture yes.
All right, fine. I'm going into this room
And
that
I
has
go-
all of these apparatus hanging from the ceiling that can now reach me anytime.
And I go, "Mon Dieu, what are you saying? I don't understand."
I'm going to
Sylvia,
point in
come on.
there, and I'm going to
Oh,
make a motion
fine,
like
whatever.
this across my throat. And make a face like I'm getting very
And
frustrated.
Lurch looks at you and is like, "What?" Because she's been crying and now she thinks you're mad at her, and so she picks up her dagger and she's like, "Fine," and she goes into the room and she's like, "This is the worst day ever."
Don't say that too loud. The doctor might
And
want to help.
Cynthia says to Mao, where is Mao? Mao has gone into the room. She says, "This animal refuses to accompany me. I know the doctor would be so pleased to have you
Just keep trying.
him,
He's very stubborn.
give him
He does his own thing. He just looks to me sometimes for reassurance. He does his own thing. I can't do
Sure.
anything, Cynthia. You're gonna have to beg him. Maybe try like some salmon. He hasn't had salmon. Does he? I don't know if Mastiffs here eat salmon. Maybe try like beef or chicken,
Salmon.
whatever you Moil-chine have.
She
Or the
straight
chili
up
fish.
tries to
Try
pick
the
up.
chili fish.
She straight up tries to grab Syrup, like just straight up grabs Syrup. She rolled a 20. If you could give me an opposed strength check for Syrup. See
Unactivates
if
the
he is
clay golem,
scooped.
right?
Yeah, the clay golem is going to try and grab Cynthia also.
And it was a
Okay.
what check again?
Athletics
Strength,
check
yeah.
for Syrup. If he has athletics. Strength otherwise, because I think he's an NPC. Yep.
But actually, technically,
that's
defending,
right.
you can also use dexterity, acrobatics,
Well,
to escape a grapple.
I'm not terribly worried about strength check.
Well,
Well, it should have been.
her 20, given that I'm assuming that the prepared action and her attempting to grab Syrup happen at exactly the same time. Her 20 is enough for her to scoop Syrup. She doesn't hurt him. She just scoops him, and she grabs him.
Well, the clay golem
and
also grabs her.
walking towards the door, and she's like, "Oh, ah, yes." He tries, but he only got a 13 on
That's
that.
a separate roll, however. So she's defending.
Ah, all right. Well, then let's do it again.
Ah, shit.
In this case, she rolls a 14. What is the?
And Syrup
All right.
bite
So
her.
she dodges the golem, and she goes, "Ha ha ha! Not this time!" And
If
she
she
scoots
moves out of
around.
range,
her
then
in her
that's going to
arms.
draw an attack of opportunity from the golem.
Okay.
The golem is going to try and grapple her
Does
again.
the golem choose to attack? Oh, fair. So
damn it.
she rolls a 17, and she goes, "I can learn. I'm a construct who knows how to learn." And she comes around the. She
Point of
comes to
order,
the
shouldn't the
door.
rest of our
I
friends
want-
have been
I
able to
have-
smash this thing's face in by now?
Hey, can
Or-
Syrup is
oh.
attempting to bite Cynthia. Syrup is not very happy.
That's 2
that,
rounds.
Cynthia has.
So we can get 2 rounds in, let's say. So we'll pretend that the 2 movements of Cynthia and the golem and the attack of opportunity have occurred, and so she moves close to the door here. She can't see in yet, and so that will take 2 rounds to get there. So in the meantime, what are we doing in here? So we're pausing time on
Are we in initiative?
Yeah.
Of
Or are we just
golems
kind of doing our
and
thing?
Syrup. We can be now, because really she's not perceiving the clay golem as a threat. So I would say now is the time for. Let me clear the order first. I didn't do that last time. Remove all turns, clear, and go. Now we can do initiative.
I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I can't hear the music.
Where-
I also cannot hear the music. There he goes. Now I hear it.
Oh. Weird.
Sorry, I guess I had it all the way turned down.
Oops. It happens.
Let me. So she gets there.
Oh. We also have make an attack roll, which Lombard's about to do from the Baby Green Witch, as well as a group hydrate. So make sure that while this is
Whoa.
happening, you do a little bit of chug chug. Thank you, Baby Green Witch, for utilizing your hard-earned
thank you.
channel points.
That was great. Dr. Kelso, did I put him in? I did, good. And then Lurched is over here. Lurched is having a day. Poor thing. All right, so, let me. Have we got everybody?
Yeah, I think so. Did we get Sylveon? We did not get Sylveon.
Of course not. Sylveon is lazy, bastard.
Looks like it was 19.
Probably because I didn't have him picked when I rolled initiative.
Yeah, that's what it says. You wanted to send the result, but I took it.
There we go. I rolled it again. Huh. What are the odds? Exactly 1 in 20.
1 in 20.
So, we should also roll for the golem and syrup, etc.
Aren't
Because
they out of this initiative order?
they will be part of this. They're out of this initiative order, but after 2 turns, they will be in it. So let's just
I see.
go ahead and get them in there now. So I will skip them twice, is what I'm saying. All right, and now I will sort. get to go first. Lurch gets to go first. Lurch still doesn't have any idea what's going on, and she's going to kind of come over here to the corner and be like, "What?" But she's going to pick up one of the lollipops and start sucking on it because they're quite delicious.
And nutritious.
They are. And so Sylveon says, and so we kill the robot, or is that the plan?
Yeah,
And
I think
he
so.
blasts. So he starts blasting, which is probably going to be enough to do it. Poor bastard.
Pepperoni and pepperoni.
2,
30.
3, 4.
49. Assuming all those have.
Yeah,
Or does it?
yeah, the 17 misses, but the first one was enough to do it. So he had only just started repairing himself, and so now there's just a clattering of, arms and pieces are falling off of him, and he goes completely silent again. And you notice that he's starting to drip, like the flesh that he's made of is beginning to drip a little bit. I'm gonna back the music off a little bit. It's loud on my side.
Where is? Okay.
And so he would have done something, but he's dead. So
So there's
I
still,
guess technically
but
we're
is there like a hump, like essentially just like a pile of dead doctor robot there again?
That's a great joke for
yeah.
Wednesday.
He's he's starting to turn into liquid. Like you see, like there are pieces of construct made of metal underneath him, and you see that it's starting to slump off. And so
I'm bringing my hammer down on whatever's left of the construct.
sure. Go ahead.
First
and attack
swing.
With advantage?
because he
You right?
with advantage because
19?
he is completely incapacitated.
That's just
yeah.
for the first of 2 swings. So 19. Does that hit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's going to be 8 magical bludgeoning damage, plus, I don't know if it matters, but
Plus 6 is that? I mean.
Plus
So
the
you
D6
have now.
yeah, I'm doing the 1d6 right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So that.
3 more radiant damage
Essentially
towards this
means-
pile.
Yeah. So he is, starting to fall apart even further. And so, I mean, we're out of combat. He is dead. Without, say, the nurse coming in and healing him again. He's
I'd like to
probably
smash
not
him
coming
more.
back. Even if she did that, he probably wouldn't be able to come back because he's so damaged at this point.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah,
So
but
if this-
assuming
if
that
this
you
was a-
timed it
tomorrow.
perfectly.
Yeah, if this was a hard drive, would this be salvageable at all, or do I need to beat it more into like a bunch of tiny pieces that have no hope of ever returning to any kind of resemblance of what
Give
it once
me an
was?
Arcana check. Like,
Oh god, that's
you
not
would have
good.
to understand.
busted in the
I know.
fucking
You'd
eyeball anyway. Who cares? Just break it into a million fucking pieces.
It's so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep
it's
swinging
point
the-
where it cannot
Yeah.
be healed.
I essentially want to just break it until it's irreparable, and by
I've
any
removed
means.
it from the. You can't
Perfect.
see it. Is that better? Do you
Perfect.
God, you guys are so triggered by my boss.
I wasn't triggered. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to come back again because the man came back again.
Yeah.
He did come back. Yeah. Actually, I need to check something to see if he comes back. No, he did. He's not.
You just made us kill
Can't become a
Moily and
zombie.
Jesus. I don't know how I feel about that.
If
No,
that was
that's
Moily and
worse.
Jesus,
That's-
they're more fucked up than we thought.
Well, they're very efficient. You notice how
They're-
that didn't take 3 days?
They believe in Orcus. That's their thing.
So Orcus
Some
sent.
ambience on.
So Orcus sent Dr. Kelso his only begotten son, so that way.
Yes, that's right.
so that we might
And
die in
and
Moil
his
and have
and lurks
everlasting torment.
and lurks
and his
316.
surprisingly goth nurse assistant, Cyndia. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
so she rounds the corner and she goes, "Doctor, oh my God!" And she
He
sees
appears
the
to have
mess
malfunctioned.
and sees
something
sees
went wrong.
Lombard over there with the hammer. So give me a deception check.
I
Lombard,
will.
to
I will.
convince her that you were not responsible.
Oh, I had no intention
If
of
somebody
doing
were to
that.
give you guidance right now, that would be, oh, you're not gonna
You're
you're not gonna try and convince her.
No, I was going to say that I was actually making an attempt to
I was
fix
trying
it.
to convince her because I said the doctor appears to have malfunctioned. Remember?
Yeah. And then I was gonna
Yeah, all right,
yes
so
and that by saying that I was making an
Deception
attempt to fix.
is 20 is enough, and she's like, oh my goodness, and she puts Syrup down because Syrup is uninjured and the doctor cannot investigate him now, and she goes over to where the body was and she's picking up the arms and she's like, oh no, his function has ceased.
Fortunate. Does that mean a promotion's in the way for you? Like maybe
You are now
maybe
the head Modron.
I think that comes with a raise, doesn't it?
She laughs and she says, that isn't how it works.
Is it like it's like a voting kind of? You have democracy.
I serve the purpose for which I was created.
Okay, well, all right. Well, would you like to continue serving your purpose with us, or do you have things that you have to do here?
Can I? Oh, that
Sure.
would be great. Oh,
Yeah, those lollipops are pretty tasty, I will say.
Oh, I'm glad you like them. And she goes and she gathers them up, and Lurch takes one from her. So Lurch now has 3 good berries, and she's got one in her mouth that she's sort of sucking on.
Perfect.
So yeah, she's got 30 good berries out. The doctor was able to make 10 more, so there are 40 good berries around. Distribute those. We'll say Lurch has 3 of them.
I'll take like, I don't know, like 8, 8 to 10, something like that. Just kind of maybe everybody has a somewhat even amount. That leaves, it leaves 37, and
They're
there's 5 of
standard
us.
good berries. They're good for 24 hours. So,
Okay.
and she can do 30 of them a day. So
Maybe she could just hold on to them. If she's gonna come along with us, I mean, she could be our purse for that situation.
She could be
Honestly,
like our combat medic.
yeah.
So you can
Like
just
maybe we all carry.
administer them.
We can all like carry 1 or 2 around, but it sounds like these are a very sensu bean situation, and as the Krillin of the group, I'm more than inclined to be willing to take a couple with me.
you're the strongest Earth has to offer?
I'm the one that gets beat up the most. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know. But for some reason, he's the strongest Earth has to offer.
Well, they don't call me Lombard Goldstein for nothing.
All right. And so she regretfully picks up the sloppy mess of an arm that she was trying to fit back into the now fully running, like, phlegm-like body of Dr. Kelso, and just drops it and says, I would like to accompany you.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Perfect. Then, as long as nobody else has any problem with it, accompany us.
And she tries to pick you up.
No
I'll
more
let
of
her.
that, please. Unless requested.
She laughs and says,
I'm serious.
That's all she says. And she laughs and says,
Programming's a little off, but she's got the spirit. Listen, Cynthia, you seem to have some weird obsession with carrying me. I don't know if it's because I'm also strong and because I was nice to you first. I don't really know, but you gotta put me down when I ask you to.
You had asked me to carry you, and I had not received an order rescinding that.
Oh, I see. I'm going to go ahead and rescind that order. You no longer need to carry me.
Excellent.
Or any of us.
Yeah,
Unless we
nobody.
ask you
And
to,
she
please.
she tries
Thank you.
she tries to find a good berry lollipop, and she says, "I am out of lollipops."
That is okay. You'll make more later.
Yes, I will.
Perfect. Well, for now, all you need to do is stay alive and just and stay alive, and you could come along with us since that is something you would like to do.
She laughs and goes, "I am not alive."
Yeah, that's painfully obvious. But that's okay.
You are,
you can
however,
still
conscious.
yeah, you can stay with us. You can come along. You're able to make certain decisions within a certain amount of constraints, which is enough for me to be willing to allow you to bring your sweet healthy berries along with us.
She looks down at when you say sweet, healthy berries, and is sad because she can't find any in her pockets.
It's okay. Maybe the boy Medrons have those. But nonetheless, that's a conversation for later. Uh, where else have you ever left this place? The
I
tower,
have never left
specifically.
the Tower of Health.
Okay. Is there anywhere else in this tower that might be like helpful?
I
Maybe
have
another.
never left the Tower of Health.
Yeah. Is there another place in the tower? Like, is there a room that might have some more medicine? Is there another room that might have, I don't know, like your legal paperwork? Maybe something about your accounting, like your expenditures and.
She says, "We have seen the medical stores. There is," and she takes a long time to think about it, and she says, "a freezer," and then she is like kind of lost in the moment there, uh, and she says, "freezer," and that's it.
We haven't been to the freezer,
What
have
is in
we?
the freezer?
She says, that is the medical store for serious treatment."
Why is it a freezer? Do you think you could lead us towards the freezer?
Um, she says, "Yes, absolutely," and she starts to walk out. And so, are you guys following her, or what's the deal?
Yeah, we'll follow, I think. And on the way, I'd like to ask her if she knows anything about webs of glowing emerald or a dark weaver enduring cold in her lair.
She says, "Yes, it is very cold. I have never left the Tower of Health."
I think this cold place might be a situation, Doctor.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of moving along this way. And then she opens this door and she goes in and she stands there and she says, "Do not come in. It is very cold."
It's fair.
The door is open and you're in, and you can see that this room is an interstitial room of indeterminate use. It is
But it's
not a
cold.
freezer.
Oh, I see.
So when Casimir comes in, she says, "No, you must not. Please, you must be very careful."
I'm afraid, Cynthia, that this room actually. I'm afraid this freezer's not freezing anymore.
She looks around and she goes, "Ha ha 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 ha."
Yeah. Yeah. But what's
What else can I
what
show
what's
you?
what's normally in this room? Because this room's very empty.
She just laughs uncomfortably with a manic look on her face.
I see. I see.
Let's just check the
Man,
next
That's
this
why I picked the token I did.
yeah, this bitch is crazy. Let's maybe just look at some more rooms. Maybe.
Let's check the next one.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's.
Yep. So,
Maybe Mal can kick that door in.
so this, so I put my number in the wrong spot, and I drew this room over here. So this is just these are the shelves that would have been the medical supply room, but this is another room that
Okay.
doesn't really have much use.
I see.
So just
Okay.
that was my bad, but
No
it
worries.
doesn't matter. It's
How
all
about
the
the next
same.
one?
So
Yeah. Well.
yeah,
I'll
same
push
with the
this
next
door
one.
open.
It's an empty room.
Okay. And then
Got two
this
doors.
room all the way over here.
And so everyone is sort of like checking out all these rooms, and she's staying in the freezer because no one has told her to go anywhere, and so she's just gonna hang out with Casimir.
Yeah, she'd stay right there.
Casimir, may I help you in
crazy.
some way?
Yeah, he seems to have laryngitis.
Casimir, may I cure your gift of speech with strong internet?
And if only.
Elixir of high bandwidth.
I'm willing to check out these other rooms, but I don't know if I want to walk that far away by myself.
No, we're all gonna follow.
Okay.
Okay.
As I pass this door, I'm gonna motion for Casimir and Cynthia to follow.
Cynthia says, I will accompany you. And I need to do a little bit more reveal.
Cynthia, for the time being,
That's not a
excuse me,
reveal.
could you just make sure you follow along with the clay golem, so you can stay out of harm's way?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
We're gonna get her a new cassette at some point. We gotta figure something out. She's
Yes,
got
absolutely.
she's got a bit of a skip going on. I don't know. I'll talk to my uncle when we get back.
Nothing in there?
So ignore the blue outline. That was me trying to reveal. This is another empty room.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be a door there, so I'd like to pull this door open.
Sure. So this door opens out. I'm doing it again. There we go. Let's do the right thing to make it so you can see stuff. Right. So you see there's a window, and also over here is there is a lintel with a decorative piece. It has two snakes intertwining around a cloth-wrapped woman.
So where is here?
Clearly some... I'm sorry, I meant to click, but it was the wrong tool. Where this is... this
Where?
is a...
Yeah, I see it.
the
Sorry.
easternmost...
Yeah, it looks like there's a doorway. Yeah.
Yep. This is actually the emergency entrance to the hospital, to the Tower of Health, and so
see.
The ER.
it says the bridge connects to a large opening in the western side of another icy spire. The arch above the opening holds a single image inscribed on the stone, a humanoid figure wrapped in many lengths of cloth, about which two serpents are intertwined. Above the head of the wrapped figure, the serpents stare at each other eye to eye. So clearly a caduceus. It's a medical symbol, fairly universal, even here on Earth, and
Even in a different universe.
yeah, even in this
Perfect.
universe. So that's what that is, and then so that's what you see. Now, if you're going this way, this comes around, and you're starting to see the other side of the hallway, and you start to see the stairs where you were before, and there is a door here.
Perfect. I'm going to open this door.
Alrighty. And like
On a
every
s-
other
Say,
place
on a
in this
scale of
tomb,
interstitial.
it is empty. Yep.
Okay. All right.
So we still got these two rooms here.
Yep.
Yep.
Hang on.
I'll
I
make my
gotta
way
catch
around
up
there.
with Sylveon, and we got to get everybody over here. Come on.
The group
And then
field trip.
we're doing the grand tour, it looks like.
Oh yeah, we got to check every room, make sure we
So
don't miss anything
go
that's
in.
not
When you
interstitial.
go in this room, you do see there's another door here.
I do. But other than that, this room is rather interstitial.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's a ruined city that's
I'll
been looted for construction materials.
I'll pull this door open.
Yeah, you have to. This is clearly some sort of large metallic door. It has a spring-loaded mechanism that when you pull on it, you hear a hissing sound as it opens up.
Okay, I think I found the freezer.
Yep.
And what you see on the other side here is, and just reveal all of this stuff. There we go. What you see now is the floor of this chamber is dotted with a gridwork of 3-foot diameter pools. And so that's here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same size. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and we'll call it 4. So there are 16 of them. They the pools each occupy a 10-foot by 10-foot area, so bigger than what I drew, more like the one down here in this area. There are 16 pools in all. They're filled with luminescent bluish fluid that bubbles and roils and almost seems as if it is trying to run up and out of each pool. Strange shadows cast up from three of the pools indicate that these pits must contain objects of some sort, blocking the glow of light. A chill, greater than even normal for Moil, permeates this silent chamber.
Well, before we
And so
decide
3
what
of
we
them,
want to
like,
do,
let me just
so go
draw a
on.
few, like, so that you can. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
you
Sean.
go. You go ahead because I'm about to segue us into break.
I'm coloring in 3 of the little pools of luminescent cold stuff,
Understood.
and I'm good. We're
Okay.
good.
Before we decide what we want to do in this situation, it's 10:57. It might be a good time for break number 2. Perhaps Lombard may or may not have to go to the little barbarian's room.
Yeah, I think we could all use a
I
break
see.
about it. All right, at 7:57 out
Yep.
here on the West Coast. That's 10:57 for all of you East Coasters, and we'll be back in 10.
East Coast.
Greetings, everybody. Crick Cats is back with your Wednesday Tomb of Annihilation, Tomb of Continuation. And we just finally found the freezer.
You took the longest way possible around, too.
More than once.
Like, literally the last room you could have looked into is the freezer. So I'll read the description. The floor of this chamber is dotted with a gridwork of 3-foot diameter pools. The pools each occupy a 10-foot by 10-foot area upon the floor. There are 16 pools in all. The pools are filled with luminescent, bluish fluid that bubbles and roils and almost seems as if it is trying to run up and out of each pool. So if you've ever seen liquid helium, that's kind of what it's doing. Strange shadows cast up from 3 of the pools indicate that these pits must contain objects of some sort blocking the glow of the light. A chill of greater than even normal for Moil permeates this silent chamber. Make sure Jay can see that, so I have these descriptions written out for you. So, Lombard, of course, is the one who opened the door. Would anyone like to go in and see what else? Sylvian could go in. Sylvian says, Lombard, you seem to be frozen. Oh my goodness, this is a cold room.
Who has that
what should we
ring
do?
of cold resistance?
Don't.
Um,
Ooh.
I believe
Ooh.
Mao does. Didn't we give? I think. we
Yeah,
gave it
I
to-
was gonna say, do I? I don't remember. I know I have the ring of spell storing, but I don't remember
I
if
think
I
we gave
got
it to Casimir. Casimir, you have the ring of cold
Oh,
resistance?
maybe.
Stupid Thailand.
So, does my true sight pick up anything when I look around these pools?
No, they are misty with what appears to be dry ice-like clouds, sort of drifting across the floor. They're luminescent in that they're slightly glowing, except for the 3 pools that are blocked somehow. And then, other than that, the room is incredibly cold when you're in there. And since
Okay.
you're of fire, you are especially like, this is really cold. Like, it was cold before, but this is really
Right.
cold.
Kind of
You
like
can
when
see
we
down,
were in
you're
that.
about 9 feet deep.
Right. You remember
3
when we
feet
went
across,
into
9
that
feet deep.
what's it called? The bearded dragon's kind of lair, like that kind of cold, like in
The
the
brine
water.
dragon, yeah. No,
Brine
this is
dragon,
even
yeah.
colder than that. This is, like this makes that feel warm. Like it's
I'll-
starting to get uncomfortable around your ankles because of this mist.
I'll try dip my rapier into one of these pools and then move my way out of the room.
Sure, yeah. So,
Does
it is smoking. It is so cold. It instantly, it bubbles and sizzles as you stick it in because of the temperature differential. And when you pull it out, you see instantly frost forms giant, like, crystals racing across the surface where it was dipped in, as all what little moisture there is in the atmosphere clings to it and immediately freezes.
hey, well, I'm definitely not going in there.
Don't you have the ring of cold resistance, Casimir?
No, I have the 1 cloves.
Who has the ring of cold resistance?
Does Lombard have it?
Sylvian does.
Checking.
I know we had like 3 of them or 2 of them. I can't remember.
No, we had 1 ring.
rolled to see how many we got. What have I got? Staff of Fire. I have Signet Ring because I'm of noble birth. The Good Luck Stone. That's the thing I have. Nope, I don't have it. I forgot about that.
What's
Lombard
this?
has it.
Do I?
Yep.
I didn't. I forgot that I have that. I wonder if it automatically adds that to my saving throws.
I do. Yep. I could have just looked in my inventory rather than my notes.
Yep. So you have a magical ring of cold resistance.
Perfect.
Could you link that for me in chat so I can read what it says? I probably wrote it, but I just want to. Okay, you
You-
have resistance to cold damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I had a bit of a chili fish incident as we were returning. So, I missed a few details. You said these puddles.
Not really. I came over. I said, "My friend Lombard, why have you stopped at the door? Oh my God, it's cold in there." Casimir came over and confirmed, "Oh my God, it's cold in there." Dipped his rapier in, and it rather gloriously froze almost instantly as he pulled it out.
Um,
Lombard, you
I
can fly, right?
I do I do have the ability to give myself a fly speed, and this seems like a really smart moment to utilize that.
Yeah.
So I would like to
So,
use my elemental gift.
I mean, you could walk over the. It's
Oh, are these puddles like
you
not
wouldn't need to
taking up the
roll
entire
or
room?
anything.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they're not taking up the entire room. You know,
In that case, I'll just kind
you're
of not
I've
step
tried
in
to
it.
draw them like they were described a little bit, but yeah, you could walk
Gotcha.
over there.
In that case, I'd like to just walk
You
over
know,
there.
you are starting to feel this mist around your ankles is really starting to bite into that armor, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is cold!"
Even with the cold
Compared
resistance?
to what you've, even with the cold resistance,
So
it's
I'm
not
really
doing
just,
damage to you, but
it's just I can tell really
it,
how cold it is.
So we need
right,
to do this
it's not.
quickly. Go check out what's
Okay.
in those 3 pools where the light
Okay.
is blocked.
Um, all right. I not necessarily like swinging to do damage, but I'd like to kind of like poke my. I'd like to take like a javelin out, and I'd like to kind of poke
Okay.
at this, poke at like this shadow just to see if there's like if I can feel anything in it, or is it going to suck my javelin
Sure.
into the endless void of nothingness? I almost swung the
Um,
golden stein. I don't want to lose.
As you approach these pools, these pools which are about 3 feet across and 9 feet deep, you realize that these are long tubular humanoid shapes in the cold, and as you poke at it, it's like a body sort of floating in stasis in extreme cold. And then when you
Right.
pull the javelin out, it frosts over instantly, cracks, and the end breaks off, and now you have one
See.
less javelin, or you have 2 sticks.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'll have to get my whittling kit out again at some point.
I can cast
Fashion
Arcana.
him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
um. Okay. Well, since I can
So
tell that they're like
1d6 javelin,
humanoid,
please.
and they didn't seem to react to being prodded with half of a frostbitten javelin. Um. I'd like to grab the figure that's out of this.
So it's about 2 feet down in this liquid. Are you reaching into this liquid to
Oh
do that,
Jesus!
or
Maybe I'm not actually.
they're 9 feet deep? So if it's a
Um.
6 foot tall person,
Oh
there's like
Jesus!
a
Yeah,
foot
I
and a
don't
half
have.
above and below them.
Yeah, I don't have a. Okay. I don't know if I even have. Well. Oh geez.
I mean,
Okay. I'm going. But in order to deliberate, I'm going to exit the room again, so I'm no longer like destroying my armor with frostbite. Doctor.
yeah, and you laugh because you're like, whoo! And you're in the Arctic temperatures of, the dead city of Moil, and you're like,
Yeah.
it is nice out here compared to in there.
Oh, it's very balmy. My glasses might actually fog up. Goodness gracious. Doctor, their bodies. There's bodies
And
in those holes.
Cyndia comes over and says, "Are you cold, sir?"
Uh, no, not anymore. Actually, it's actually quite nice and warm out here.
Very good.
Yes. Thank you for checking, though. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna ask Cindy.
Very good.
Do any of the bodies that are in those frozen stasis chambers have any valuables on them?
She looks in there and laughs and says, "No, no valuables would survive in the liquid stasis."
Understood. Well, I believe we've all but exhausted this tower.
Okay.
Very good.
Do you think that
He
maybe
says.
it would? Do you think maybe we should try to talk to one of these ones? These guys might have been frozen before the whole situation occurred too.
That's an
Maybe
idea.
it might be
Very
worth
good.
it
Get
to
them
talk
out
to
is
at
going to
least
be
one.
difficult.
Hey Cynthia,
Very good.
Can you get those guys out?
It would destroy my function.
Do you know how to get those guys out?
Typically, there is an apparatus, and she walks over to the wall, and there is on the wall here some sort of broken piece of some kind of mechanical. And she says, and the operator simply needs to pull this lever, and there's no lever. And she pulls it, and she looks over, and she says, the operation is not functional.
What does the operation do? Does it unfreeze?
These are bodies for storage. They have been put into suspended stasis.
So they're not dead. They're alive, just essentially frozen?
She says, checking, and she walks over, and she looks into the pool, and she says, this one's functions have ceased. And then she comes over to this pool, and she looks in, and she says, this one's functions have ceased. And then she looks in this pool, and she says, this one's functions have ceased. I am unable to restore function to these units. And she comes back out.
You do say units. Are these were these humans or were these other Medrods?
She says, it is unclear.
I see. So if we were able to replace the lever mechanism, would we be able to make the machine work?
She says, the lever mechanism is functional. And she goes over and moves nothing. She says, the retriever is non-functional. And you look up and you see that there's it's like one of those arcade claw machines, kind of just dangling there.
That claw. Okay.
Claw.
that was a Toy Story 1 reference, y'all. Okay. Anyways.
I should call it Pizza Planet.
Oh shit. Okay.
And she's just now like moving nothing, looking at the claw. Claw. No, she's just looking at the claw.
Okay. Does
India.
the claw can survive the cold?
Oh, wait, Casimir, what?
Oh, sorry, no.
We gotta give Casimir a chance to talk. Go. We'll wait.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Sindir, are you perhaps able to go into these pools yourself?
My function would cease.
Ah.
But the
Well,
claw
I
would
do
survive.
have one more
Yes.
idea.
I can go
With
into the
the-
pools.
Okay, wait for a moment. I have perhaps a second idea. Now, this one would require a rope, and I do have mage hand, so perhaps I could wrap something around one of these bodies and we could bring them out. It seems that whatever is removed from the pools freezes, so the rope may freeze as it is taken out, but if tied around something, maybe it can survive the process.
Well, the javelin got brittle just from approaching it.
To be
Not
specific,
from approaching it,
the
removing.
Well, it would freeze before it could
contact.
get in
what's
there.
happening when you're removing it from the liquid, it is so cold that the moisture in the air is sticking to it rapidly. So the liquid itself is, compare it to liquid helium.
Gelid cryotheum, one might even call it.
Yes,
Okay.
I like that one
I
better.
do.
They describe it here as magical super chilled fluid. That's what they say. So
Gelid cryotheum does sound cooler.
yeah, much better.
So I have another idea. Cynthia,
She stops pulling her invisible lever and looks over at you.
What's your ring size? I'm sorry, this might be a bit forward, but you did carry me earlier.
She says, I do not understand the question.
Would you be able to... I don't know, if I was to hand you this ring that I have on my finger, would you be... Would it fit? Does it fit your finger?
She,
I don't know if you have to get magical rings resized.
They do.
She looks at the ring and she holds her hand out.
Oh, would she have to attune to this?
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to.
Also, she's
okay.
not a creature, so she can't attune.
Hmm.
She's a construct.
But she's holding her hand out.
Actually, I want to give you a more special ring later. So, never mind for now. But,
She puts her hand down and says, "You've made me the happiest construct in the world."
Perfect. I'm sure my
And
mother will
she
be
laughs
pleased.
uncomfortably. Ha 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 ha. So you're not
very
sure if she's kidding.
Very good. My mother's going to love your personality. Nonetheless.
Oh, by the way, this is the icon of Cyndia, even though it says she's platinum blonde, is from Broken Peach, which is a great band.
Interesting. Okay.
Not a sponsor.
I just zoomed in more on the things because, as far as I could tell, it was just like a goth chick with a clown face. I was like, "That's sick."
She's one of 4 lead singers in the band Broken Peach.
I fucks with it. That's sick. Okay. Okay. Shit. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to? Guys, do we want to put the effort in to try to get one of these bodies out, or do we want to just try to move on? I don't know. I feel like one of these bodies might be able to help us figure out how to complete. We do have a thing that's like in the cold, so I don't know. This place is cold as shit. I feel like we need to at least try to get one of these guys out, and it might give us a better idea of if we need to even bother with the others.
I'm gonna guess that if they're in here for some kind of freezing, like some kind of medical treatment or whatever, they're not gonna know anything about anything else.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then, besides which, the only way that I can think to get them out is maybe to use like the rope of entanglement. But then if it breaks the rope,
yeah, I just don't know. I think our only bet would be to try to actually fix the mechanism, but I don't have any. I don't have the knowledge to do that. I'm a barbarian. I pillage. I don't build.
Oh, that's an idea.
And
I'd like to have a look at the lever assembly and see if I can figure out how to repair it.
Sure. That's a good idea. She moves out of the way and she says, "Here, you can use this fully functional assembly," and indicates on the wall this broken piece of junk that there's barely anything left of. So, you have a monster arcana check. It's going to be difficult, but go for it.
How about a 29?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that'll do it. So, you're able to, like in movies where the blast doors have come down and they're trying to short the thing, like in Star Wars. You're able to do that, and then you see the claw sort of like jump to life, and it dangles, and it starts to move, and it jerkily moves on a track one way, and then it jerkily moves on a track another way, and then you see it sort of positioning over the thing, and
so I get to play the universe's most disgusting version of the arcade claw.
Absolutely, you do. So, what I need you to do is there are 4 wires in front of you that I want you to roll a 1d4. But before you roll it, I want you to tell me what wire you're choosing. And if the numbers match, it's the correct wire, and it will move 1 5-foot square the direction you choose.
What are the colors?
So, just pick any, let's say they're numbered 1 through 4.
Okay.
Just to make it easy.
1.
Now roll it.
Damn it.
Okay. So it slides to the back corner, and it sort of dangles there, and it's hitting against the wall.
Okay, so I know that that's not the right wire for that.
Hang on, I'm going to put a token out here so we can have the... since we're playing the game, let me do that. But go ahead, roll the next one. What was your roll? Or call it and then roll it.
1 again. Whoa, what
Okay.
just happened?
I didn't do anything.
That's probably not going to do it either.
Here, I'm just gonna drag an icon out here. This is the claw. All right, so I have not been watching chat. That's not gonna do it. Okay, so it's over here now. Go ahead. It's still the mechanism
Yeah,
is
right.
still working as far as you know.
Gonna match this time.
Did you roll it?
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Okay. So it's moving closer. Now it's your turn.
Well,
Again,
I'm just gonna use the same wire
you're
this
getting
time.
better at it. Yeah, you're getting better at it though. Yeah. Okay. So you're now moving it this direction. So you're moving it. You can move it back and forth in this direction, and so you
Okay,
can get it
stop right
to
there.
about here.
Okay, I'm gonna try to move it over to the left, the west.
All right. So call a number
Let's try 2.
and roll a d4.
Nope.
But it slides east, and let's say that it's over, because I haven't drawn them exactly. Let's say it's over this one.
Well, that's not so bad. Let's drop the claw.
All right. Call a number.
3. Hey.
Yeah. All right, you've got yourself a clawed thing that's humanoid shaped. This claw reaches down into the cold depths of this device and squeezes around something and pulls it out in a rickety fashion. And you can see that it's a body that is frozen solid. It's completely naked. It does not look very good. A lot of freezer burn, and so this is now starting to retrieve the body, and it's bringing it back this way, and it gets to right about here, and the body breaks in half, and half of it falls into this pool, and the other half is sort of laying on the ground here. And the claw continues along the way until it returns to what I would suppose is its home, which is in this corner.
Is
So
the
I'll draw
upper
a
half
small-
the part that's on the ground?
The upper half is down here. So we've got the bottom half is down here.
I'm gonna leave the room now. I'm gonna say, all right, Casimir, it's all you.
I mean,
And Cyndia though sees the body and is going to come over, and she's going to look at it, and then she's going to come back out, and she will say that unit's functions have ceased.
Cyndia, could you please retrieve the upper half of that body and bring it back out here, please?
Yes, of course. And she grabs it very easily and drags it out here, and so it's rapidly defrosting. It is going through a lot right now because it's been, for 1,000 years in something as cold as liquid helium. Who knows how long it will last, but it is disintegrating before your very eyes.
all right. Time to try speak to this
You
dead
might
body.
get one question. You might get one question out of it because it's happening so fast.
I hope you have a good question, Doctor. Here you go.
And so the body is like and a cloud of smoke is sort of coming out of the mouth, and It's gurgling, and so you have to be very fast.
Tell us about the Dark Weaver.
It gasps and it says, "Don't know," and dies.
I was afraid of that.
Okay.
But now
well,
you know.
this is the wrong cold place.
Were there any
And
other
as
exits
it's
on the
dying,
first
it
floor to
goes-
this tower?
As it's dying, it goes, "Why?" Are there any other exits? Yeah, there's the emergency exit.
I mean, was there another one on the other floor? Or just the one we came in?
Oh, yeah, the ones we came into. Hang on, let me look at the other floor real quick. So obviously we've got in there through the portal, I believe, right? Didn't we portal over there?
Think that's right?
Yes. No, we walked over that one. We walked over. There's a big, yeah, there is not another exit. It looks like that's the only way that you haven't already gone.
Alright, then there's only one way to go.
Okay. I gotta say, Cindy is lasting a lot longer than I thought she was going to. Okay, so that means we need to go over here to the where does that go?
To the east.
Okay. So this one is, I think it's funny, but okay. That's not meta or anything. This one makes me laugh. So I assume we're all going to go over here to the exit, and we're going to go across.
I think we're gonna look
Like
out
all
first.
other, oh sure, yeah. So you see a long, span without rails on either side, just like the other ones.
You guys, it's time for
You see
stealth.
on the other side a large tower, just very similar to this one. It has some windows. It doesn't look like it's in great shape, but it's there. Um, and then the normal span. So hang on, I'm gonna do this because I actually have a map for it this time. I just got to drag people to it. Since Casimir is going, I have to put everybody on there, but I'm assuming that you're just staying in the tower, so I'm just gonna do this, and then put everybody down. Sorry, Mao, I dropped you off into the abyss. There we go. So Casimir, we're all in the tower. Assume that we're in the tower. Casimir, you're able to cross the span to the other tower here. Your stealth is 32. You don't disturb anything.
Okay.
And as you go
Oh,
over
sorry,
to the
31.
other tower, yeah. So as you go over to the other tower, let me read it out to you because this is up here. It is. Right. So the bridge leads into an archway in the sleek side of a tower of gray stone and metal. The lintel of the arch is decorated with what appear to be gold and platinum coins set into the stone. However, the layer of frost covering the carving makes it difficult to see clearly. Beyond the arch, there appears to be nothing but a vast cylindrical pit.
Okay. In that case, all there is to do is take a closer look.
So when you go in and look, you can tell that the floors of this tower have collapsed, and they are now somewhere down in the abyss. They might even be in the negative plane itself because of how close the city is sinking into it.
Like
You see, like
all
down
the
into the
floors?
tower, you see all the floors. You're standing at an open archway. The floor is abruptly broken off. There are pieces of metal jutting into space from where the floor had used to be. Clearly, the floor above, or even more floors above, have fallen down onto this floor and smashed it flat like a pancake and brought it crashing down into the bottom of the tower below. But it's too dark down there. You can't even see with your true sight. It's just so you think it might be just dipping into the abyss of the negative plane at that point.
Okay. And so there's nothing above me besides the top of the tower, like the inside of the roof?
Yeah, the top has clearly been torn off at some point too, and it just is like it's like open to the what would be the sky if there was a sky. It's actually a dome far overhead of magical energies colliding with each other.
Okay. And is there another exit that I can view from this point?
Uh, so there is a point of light down below, across sort of the emptiness that opens up into what you're not sure exactly, but you can kind of see the windows, but that one seems to be lit a little bit more than the others.
Okay. So if I were to take a guess, going by what I've already seen in other towers, there's likely another walkway, like pretty far away. Is it
Yeah,
like
probably.
100 meters away?
So it's the same size as the other towers. So it's about 320 feet. Call it 100
100
meters
meters.
across.
Okay.
Well, I
see.
had to do the math in my head. Not all of us are astrophysicists.
It's just funny that it was coincidentally the same number.
Carry the one.
Alright, well, I guess.
You were right all along.
There we are. Oh, so guys,
So the reason
there's
this one
no
makes me
floor.
laugh is this is called Hollow Tower, right? That's the name of it. For some reason, and they go, there's no map since there's no complexity or encounter. That's what they say in the thing. And they go, the box text is good for either entrance. Like, they really phoned it in on this one. But the coins, though, Lurch sees them, and she sees the overhead and goes, oh my god, that's the treasury.
Of
Or
course.
whatever.
It is.
Oh my Orcus. Oh my Orcus. That's the treasury. And bless you, Sienna.
Thank you.
You
'Cause-
muted,
Oh,
but I saw. So
yeah, no, that was a brutal sneeze.
what you described then is you see there's a big gap from the entrance, the main entrance here of the what you now know as the Moil-chine treasury, and then various little windows, pointing out below, and then another what appears to be an entrance down below. Now, I have to admit I need to call it here because I have to put the maps and stuff up for that next section. So it's a great
Fair
section.
enough.
I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the important ones, so that's good. But it's going to take more than 15 minutes to get through, and I still have to do the map. So
Okay.
Well, you
Well.
heard it here first, everybody. Thank you for watching tonight's Tomb of Annihilation, Tomb of Continuation. We'll be back, of course, next week. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you're watching us on Twitch right now, make sure you subscribe and follow. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel later at some point, where you can watch all of our past episodes from this game and some others, make sure you like and subscribe. I don't think we have any other big announcements.
If you're watching us from 1,200 years in the dystopian future, where there's nothing left and this is all that you can see of us, we tried our best. So.
Also, if you look in Twitch chat, you can get an invite to our Discord server where you can come and hang out and play some games with us.
Yeah, don't go to Discord.
Yeah, and if and if you have Amazon Prime, if you can subscribe with Prime for free, and that's probably the best way that you can stick it to Uncle Bezos. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. Crit Cats out.